Slate Tile Systems. Call us at
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Oh, man, do we got a lot to talk about today.
Inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm
Oh, man.
to announce my new product, My Slippers.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new here, make sure you are subscribed. Click that notification bell. And everyone in there, if you could like the video, liking the video helps spread the word about my channel to other people that are into this kind of content. Got a lot to talk about today. Oh, man. A lot to talk about today. This thing with Tucker Carlson blew my mind, and I don't think we've got an Olympic team this year. We've got so many problems. Here we go.
The My Pillow My Slippers when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Veterans and spouses of veterans. You may
Greetings, Pittsburgh.
You are not aware of, including long-term care benefits. Call attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group and find out what benefits are available to you. With offices in Boca Raton and Fort Lauderdale, call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. 1-855.
Jacqueline, $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. Everyone thank Jacqueline. I appreciate that. Those super chats are very much appreciated because my videos, they get demonetized all the time on YouTube. So, you know, that's what happens when you're MAGA. Oh, man. Yes, yes. Welcome to the program, everyone. It is Tuesday morning, June 29th, 2021. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Man, do we got a lot to talk about today. I am feeling a little bit better today, which is good, because yesterday I was feeling mighty bad. But I'm feeling much better today. Welcome, everyone. So we got a lot to talk about. You know, the big story of the day I'm going to get to in a few minutes involves Tucker Carlson and a huge bombshell that he dropped on his program last night. I'm going to get to that in a few minutes, but I was just looking. Wesley, $5 super chat. I want to thank Wesley. I was just looking at what's going on with our Olympic team. I'm not into sports. I don't watch a lot of sports. I really don't. I never have been a sports watcher, really. A few years back, my wife finally got me into football. And then, of course, they started that take the knee thing. And then the Trump rallies. This was in the 2016 campaign. Every Saturday, every Sunday got me away from football, and I never went back. I think that's true for a lot of people. But even though my entire life I've never been a sports fan, never really watched it on TV, I've always been into the Olympics, both the Winter and the Summer Olympics. I've always been into the Olympics. And the Olympics are gearing up now for Tokyo, and I've even been watching some of the Olympic trials on YouTube from NBC Sports because I wanted to get to know some of the athletes. And what we're seeing right now is we do not have, it doesn't look like, unless some athletes come out and make a stand for America, it doesn't seem like we have Team USA anymore. It doesn't seem like we have a U.S. Olympic team. It seems like we have a Hate America team. We have an anti-Team USA, right? Anti-USA team. And it's pretty disgusting what's going on. Now, the first one, there's two things I'm bringing this up because I said something on the air yesterday about one of our Olympians, one of our anti-Team USA Olympians, one of our anti-America. Remember they used to have America's team? Now it's the anti-America's team. What should we call them? The Hate America team? Gee whiz. I said something on the air about one of our Olympians, which I found out just a moment ago is not true. That's why I'm bringing this up. Okay, so So Gwen Berry, we were talking about yesterday, she put off this big stunt, turned her back, put her hands on her hip at the American flag. And keep in mind, she makes a living playing a game that children play, like a kid, when she's talking about systemic racism and all this crap. And I had said yesterday that she's trying to get on the hate America systemic racism train first for the endorsements, wants to go the Kaepernick route. Because if you go the route of Kaepernick, you get to make a very, very lucrative living bashing the United States by endorsing products like Nike that are made by child slave labor in China. You get to talk about systemic racism in America while you're supporting child slavery, which is amazing. You want America. It's amazing to me what Kaepernick, and now we've got Gwen Berry. They tell us that the stains and pains of slavery never ends, while they make a living off of modern day 21st century slavery in these sweatshops in Asia. A bit of a hypocrisy there. But I said yesterday, I was right about one thing. The White House came out in support of her. I expect Biden to burn the damn American flag with these people. When anti-Team USA comes to the White House, they might burn a flag in solidarity with Joe and Kamala, the way they're going. But I was saying yesterday, some of these athletes, once the Olympics over, they're in trouble, right? A lot of them have very little education. They spent their whole life, in the sport, which is fine. That's what Olympians do. And a post-Olympian life can be a difficult thing, except I mentioned Gabby Thomas, who I first heard of last week in the U.S. trial. She's on our Olympic team, and she's black. She been breaking records. She's very fast, and I was telling you that Gabby Thomas, and you can look her up. She's a black Olympian, just made the team this week. And I said, she's a graduate from Harvard. She's got an Ivy League education, and she's working on a graduate degree in the sciences. I couldn't remember what it was yesterday. And I said, she's not going to start this hate America race stuff because unlike Gwen Berry and some of these others, she has a very big, successful professional life ahead of her because she's got the Ivy League degree, the graduate degree in neuroscience, we find out now. And she doesn't have to race bait to make a living like these other Olympians that are afraid when the Olympics are over, they do a press tour, and then they're like, what am I going to do now? Be a coach at the Boys and Girls Club? What am I going to do? And boy, could I not have been more wrong about Gabby Thomas. I thought Gabby Thomas was going to be someone I was rooting for. And I went to her Twitter today because I couldn't remember her last name, so I went and looked her up. And I went to her Twitter. She's got a degree from Harvard, and she's in graduate school, and her degree is in neurobiology, right? Well, she's doing the race racket too. She tweeted a picture of herself winning the race, getting her into the Olympics, and then she put a picture over this that somebody wrote about her. Listen to this. This is on Gabby Thomas's Twitter. Gabby Thomas graduated with a neurobiology degree from Harvard. That's a ticket to life. That's the golden ticket, like from Willy Wonka. You got that. You got a Harvard degree, you're set. And she's got one in neurobiology. Gabby Thomas graduated with a neurobiology degree from Harvard and has an interest in racial health disparities and is getting a master's in epidemiology. And she won the 200-meter finals to qualify for the Olympics. Amazing. So she is interested in racial health disparities? Is that a field of medicine now? Mitt Romney's a low-life snake. But he did say something back in the 2012 campaign that was right. He says, I don't worry about the rich people. I don't worry about the poor people. The rich are rich. The poor, there's a social safety net. It's the middle-class people. I've mentioned this from time to time. Haven't talked about it in a while. I do not have health insurance. I'm 50 years old, and I do not have health insurance. And that doesn't mean that I don't go to the doctor. I got some health things going on right now, and I go to the doctor, and I'm uninsured. You know what I do? Yeah, well, I go to any lab test now of Boca, and I get my testing done because they do all the lab tests, and they're the lowest price on all their thousands of lab tests. I go to any lab test now of Boca. I get all my lab work, and I go to the doctor even though I don't have health insurance. You know what I do? I pay for it out of my pocket. And I got a health thing going on right now. That's why I was not doing well yesterday on the air. So where's the racial health disparity? Do you know why I don't have health insurance? Because of Barack Obama screwing it up with Obamacare. I could go and get health insurance, but before I would have 1 cent of coverage, I would have to come up with thousands and thousands of dollars in a deductible. Thanks a lot, Obama. I don't have some phony book deal where they overpay me for a book that no one wants to read. I don't have some Burisma deal like Biden and his corrupt family. I just worked for a living. And a few years back, I had a pretty bad skateboard accident. I like to longboard. I don't skateboard. Skateboard's a tiny board. A longboard is a long skateboard. And I had a very bad crash. This was back when I was on Periscope. This was about 5 years ago. And I was live streaming on Periscope while I was going down the street on my longboard, and I was looking at the chat, and I lost my coordination with my feet, and I got hurt pretty bad, and I really haven't gone back to longboarding too much since. But anyway, I went to the emergency room. They didn't ask me for insurance or anything, and I was treated, and I got a lot of x-rays and some treatment and everything. And then when they were done treating me, the billing person came and asked me for my insurance, and I said, well, I don't have insurance. And she immediately started filling out some application for something. I said, well, I'm not going to qualify for any help you have because Well, anyway, here's the deal. Okay? Gabby Thomas on our Olympic team has an interest in racial health disparities. Okay? There are no racial health disparities in America. That is a lie. That is a liberal urban legend. The poorest of when they talk about racial health disparities, they're talking about poor black people. If you're poor of any ethnicity, you're completely taken care of. You can get all the health care you want because you can use the emergency room as a clinic and you have no property or anything for them to put a lien against. Someone like me, I got to pay for it out of pocket because I got a house, I work for a living, and they'll come after me and sue me. So I got to pay for it out of pocket, which is fine. That's the way it is. But so when I see this, Gabby Thomas is interested in specializing in racial health disparities, and Gwen Berry is dealing with the flag. We just don't have a Team USA in the Summer Olympics, and I'm really disappointed in that. We got a bunch of people that make a living playing children's games, running around a field, throwing things, doing all kinds of stuff, and they're talking about systemic racism and health racial disparities. Let me tell you something. What the damn teachers and the Democrats have done to the generation of young blacks in this country is awful. Who do you think are the greatest benefactors of this country's racist past? I'm going to take a break and tell you when we get back. All right, I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. What do you guys think about this? Do we have a team? What should we call this anti-American Olympic team we have? Hate America team, USA? Hate USA team? I don't know. What should we call them? Maybe you can help me come up with a name for this. If you hate America so much, why don't you go play for another country? I expect them not to want to wear the official Olympic uniform because it's going to be maybe it won't even be the red, white, and blue. Have you seen the Team USA uniforms yet? I haven't seen them. They may refuse to wear them. They may wear them inside out. Maybe they'll wear the old uniforms from the Soviet Union or something. All right, listen, we'll take our break. I'll finish up with this when we get back, and then we'll get into this huge story with Tucker Carlson. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again,
Good morning, everyone.
954-604-4602.
Make sure you like the video, guys. All right. Oh, man, now, we've been telling you guys for a while now to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting and take advantage of that free roof inspection. You've been hearing us talk about what happened to Steve's house. Steve ignored those wet spots on his ceiling, and his whole house is falling apart. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, the roof is rotting, walls are rotting, black mold throughout, and Tom Laporta is pretty much building Steve a whole new home right around him. And that's something that could have been avoided if Steve would have called Tom Laporta when he saw that first wet spot on the ceiling. But he didn't, like a lot of people don't. And now, in the aftermath of what you're seeing in Miami with the building collapse, people are talking about having every building inspected. Tom Laporta has an expertise in dealing with homeowners associations. And HOAs are worse than these school boards you're seeing in Virginia. They're terrible. Okay, but he has a special skill set that he could be an HOA advocate and do that for a living on the side of the contracting, because that's a skill set not many people have. It's you guys know. I mean, my HOA, I don't even open my mouth, and you know me. I mean, but Tom Laporta. So if you're in a condo and you're concerned about your situation in this aftermath of what's happened in Miami, give Tom Laporta a call, okay? Especially if you're on an HOA. Give Tom Laporta a call. He'll do a free inspection of everything. And when I say that he has a special skill set with an HOA, that is not an understatement. I've seen how he's dealt with Steve's HOA, and Steve's HOA hates him. And he had to go through them for everything that he's doing over at Steve's house. And it's a miracle what he's done over there. That's the skill set. So listen, give Tom Laporta a call. He's a good MAGA guy. His number rings directly to his phone in his pocket. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Online, LaportaContracting.com. And, of course, listed at SteveKaneShow.com with all of our other sponsors. Okay, so let me finish up with our anti-American team, Hate America USA team, or Team Hate America. You know, I don't know. We can't call them Team USA. Team Anti-USA? How about that? You know? So I was talking, we've got these haters on the team that think everything in America is racist. We've got Gwen Berry turning her back on our flag in a stunt. Now we've got Gabby Thomas with a Harvard degree talking about racial health disparities, another lie. Here's the deal. Okay, the biggest, and if you disagree with me on this, please let me pick up the phone and call. I'd love to hear someone tell me I'm wrong on this one. Who are the greatest benefactors of slavery in America? What group of people are the greatest benefactors of slavery that was not brought here by America, but brought by the Europeans? What group of people are the greatest benefactors of slavery in America? It's a pretty simple answer. I'm not going to troll for calls on that. A lot of people that are doing radio shows that don't have a lot of skill, they like to throw out questions and take calls, and then they'll tell everybody they're wrong, even if they get the answer right, and then they reveal at the end. The greatest benefactors of slavery in America, those who have benefited the most from slavery in this country, are African Americans, because they're here because of it. Sorry, it's true. And Gabby Thomas and Gwen Berry and all the other Hate America team members, okay, go play for China. Go play for Nigeria. I remember in Saddam Hussein's Iraq, I can't remember which one of Saddam Hussein's sick, twisted sons ran the Olympic team, but he would use cattle prods on them, drag them through gravel pits naked, and all this. Remember all that? What team would you rather play on, Gabby Thomas and Gwen Berry, that has a flag you could stand up and respect? I got no problem with the Japanese people, but my goodness, they were cutting the heads off of Americans within the lifetime of our grandparents. Go read up on the Bataan Death March. If you want to read about you want to read about a terrible people while you're in Tokyo on the flight over there, there's a book. I had to read it in college. It was the most disturbing book I've ever read. It was about the Japanese during the Second World War in China. The Rape of Nanchang. Have any of you read The Rape of Nanchang? It'll make you physically ill. So when you go over there, read that book, The Rape of Nanchang. You'll be able to read it on the flight. It takes a while to get to Tokyo. Would any of you be surprised if Team USA burned the American flag? All right, 1-888 go Kane 1. So when you're going to blame the Japanese when you're over there and refuse to honor their country after what they did in the Second World War? Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Brother Moses.
Oh, Moses. It's been a while since haven't talked to you in a while.
I know.
Not long enough, though. Not long enough.
Yeah, I called it this morning because slavery is over. Sensible people don't talk.
Well, no, it's not over. No, slavery is not over. It goes on in excuse me. Slavery still exists in Asian countries. All right, thank you for your call, Moses. I'd like to have a conversation with you here, but, come on. Slavery exists in countries that these anti-American athletes that talk about systemic racism like Kaepernick support. Kaepernick supporting slavery. Slavery makes the products they endorse and make millions off of. Right? If you're endorsing a product that's made in a Chinese sweatshop slave factory, are you not? How can you talk about slavery that affected your great grandparents while you're making millions off of it today in Asian countries? Think about that. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Top of the morning to you.
Yes, Liberal Al.
Yeah, how are you going to feel when Trump gets indicted today or tomorrow? How are you going to handle that?
I'm going to feel sad because in America we used to have a a fair justice system, not one that was used by left-wing corrupt Democrats to have issues to run on in elections.
He's a mob boss. When are you going to realize?
He's a mob boss, Trump?
When are you going to realize that?
What mob is he the boss of?
The Trump family.
Really? The Trump family is a mob?
Absolutely. They've laundered millions of dollars for criminal cartels around.
Oh, really? Really? So, this is interesting. Since you have all this information on the Trump family laundering money, you must have given testimony to the grand jury in New York.
I know some of the people that are involved.
Oh, you know people that are involved? So this is interesting. Grand jury proceedings are secret, so you know people that have broken the law and released to you information obtained in a grand jury in New York? So you have friends that are breaking the law? That would make you an accessory.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would, yeah. Grand jury proceedings are secret, and if you release information from a grand jury, you are breaking the law. So you have friends that are breaking the law? Maybe they should be. Oh, my goodness, it doesn't surprise me.
You're still smoking that Norm Kent.
I'm not smoking anything. I'm just, you told a story to try to impress people. You lied. You don't know anybody that knows anything about anything. But to try to make yourself look good, you're claiming that people are illegally giving you information from a sealed grand jury. Who would do such a thing? Grand jury members?
Public knowledge.
No, it's not public knowledge. Not public knowledge. See, you were so stupid, Al. Listen, I could play along like you're real, but you just made that up. And what you lied about to make yourself, excuse me, I'm talking. What you lied about to try to make yourself sound like a credible person is you made up a lie that you're involved in crimes. Leaking information from a sealed grand jury is a crime.
Insurrectionist.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. See, now he's changing the subject. Why don't you just admit you're just a regular guy sitting in some dump of an apartment, and you're not connected?
I'm on a plane right now.
I know. But with what you're saying today, the plane you should be on should be Con Air.
Oh.
What the hell are you doing flying all the time? You know what that's doing to the environment? What's your carbon footprint? Have you heard of the carbon footprint?
I can afford to fly.
You can afford to fly. I know. Yeah, I know.
My job demands it.
Your job. Nothing this guy said is truthful today in this call. Why don't you hit the? Can you? If you're on a plane, I'd like to know. Can you hit the flight attendant bell above your head so I can hear it?
Do that for you. There we go. Oh, which button is it? There we go.
I didn't hear a flight attendant bell. It's the one that has the picture of the woman in the skirt. If they still do that.
Working.
It's not working. Yeah, it's not working. He would hit the flight. I'm on a plane. Hit the flight attendant button. Oh, it's not working. How convenient. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. It's 6:30 in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, the Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be back right after this.
Attention seniors and those who care about
Unbelievable.
This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with
Unbelievable.
Jennifer I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service.
Now, guys, listen. I pinned a link up there to a GoFundMe. One of our MAGA listeners, Sandra, I mentioned this to you a couple weeks ago. She's a single mom. She's black. She's an immigrant. She's MAGA, and she's serious cancer diagnosis. And she's put together a GoFundMe asking for help. And I've donated. I know some of you have already. I pinned the link up there. If you could help Sandra, that would be awesome.
busy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being discharged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button. Whether it's
Robert, why don't you grow some balls and call in? Be a man if you can.
They feel they're not getting the care that
Steve Kane Show.
They haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse.
Hold on.
They can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them.
Absolutely, we act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurses station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
All placentas matter. You're welcome to call. It's right behind me. I give it out all the time. 888-465-2631. Balls up, Robert.
Including the primary care physician and specialist.
Keyboard warrior.
We'll assist in anything to help you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge.
I'm feeling a little better, but I got some things going on. I got to,
I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does
Well, for just $20 a month,
no,
you have the security.
I don't want to say.
You have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number 954-345-1214.
Steve Kane Show.
954-345-1214.
Hold on.
Go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
This is Morning Drive. I figure half the people are on the toilet listening to me. You can call from the toilet.
Your assets at the time of your passing. Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call
Well, thank you, Christine.
855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Oh, man. I tell you. My name's Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian, Wisconsin, Gary.
Hey, Gary. What's up?
Well, with this Barry thing, what has been going on from what I've been hearing is, one, that they played the music too fast so that they caught her off guard. But then other people are saying she's probably maybe pissed off because she got a bronze medal because she didn't win the gold. But a lot of people say, well, she should have done better. Now, as for Liberal Al, I think he's calling a lot of BS because of the simple fact is I've been on a commercial flight and I've tried on 2 different airlines, tried to make a phone call, and you can't make a phone call on a plane.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of BS.
Yeah, I love how the flight attendant button's not working. You know.
They gotta work, or otherwise, how is he supposed to get a hold of the flight attendant?
Exactly. That's an FAA crime. That's an FAA violation. He's admitting to FAA violations, colluding with people with classified, sealed information from grand juries. That was a great call.
Yeah, that was a really he should be really ashamed of himself for that because.
No, he'd have to have a conscience to be ashamed.
Right, and a lot of those liberals, they don't care, and I've kind of seen that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I wanted to really know how this crap.
You know, I'm always nice to him because, you know, I've been doing this 30 years, and he was the first listener that I met in public that like knew who I was and came up to me and said, "Oh, are you Brian Craig?" You know, and I remember it was like 31 years ago, and he was wearing a 3-piece suit. And I thought that he was like the radio station manager when I first met him because, because he had the same name as somebody big in radio at the time. But I didn't realize that he's just a sad guy who lives alone and eats peanut butter out of the jar. You know, it's his base. No, he does. He sent me a picture of himself once eating peanut butter out of a jar in his apartment. He didn't. I don't know why he sent it to me, but he did.
Good as a semi driver, but I wouldn't want to trust him.
That would involve work. You know, that would involve having to show up somewhere on time and punching a clock and all that. You know what I mean? Come on.
Right. But I gotta go because they're calling me down.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Wisconsin Gary is a truck driver. Oh, man. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning, caller. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Gary.
Yes, Gary.
Yeah. You were talking about no slavery in America, and I disagree with that because the prison business is a form of slavery.
Oh, really?
They put a lot of black people in jail, and then they make them work, like cutting cornfields, not cornfields, but other fields. They make them work, and they pay them 35 cents an hour.
How much time did you do?
Excuse me?
How much time did you do?
I do this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I was there. No problem with that with me.
How much time did you do? How long were you locked up?
I know about state time, prison time, maybe a year.
Okay. You know how much time I've done?
I know you didn't do no time.
Yeah, because so this is surprising. So here you got a guy. What'd you go to prison for?
Yeah, probation violation.
Oh, probation violation. What were you on probation for?
I was saying.
What were you on probation for that you violated that sent you in the lockup?
Violation. I think it might have been stealing a bottle of wine.
You think it might have been? You don't know what your crime? What was your real crime?
My real crime was possession of Quaaludes.
Quaaludes, okay, Quaaludes, okay. So you were in possession of drugs, okay. So you're a convict. You've done time. Were you a drug dealer?
Oh, I never sold drugs.
Oh, they were for personal use. Okay, yeah, okay.
Well, you don't take drugs, Brian. You're like my sister, None against that. That people don't. Everyone has it.
Oh, you're still doing drugs. Oh, this is it. So you did your time. You weren't. You did your time, drug charges, and you didn't learn. And you didn't learn your lesson. You're still doing drugs.
Oh yeah, I do drugs because I have to for my doctor's order.
And I'm not talking about prescriptions. I'm talking about the ones you prescribe yourself.
Oh, I don't. The drugs I take now.
Okay, now that we've established your credibility, you're an ex-con, you've done time, and you want us to feel sorry for people that are incarcerated in America's prisons.
No, I was talking about slavery in America.
That's not slavery. People that work in prison want to work so they can make enough money to, buy whatever they buy in the smokes,
Brian, you've never been there before.
And I'll never be in there.
The sugar fields. You see them in all black people.
That's not. First off, I know a little bit about prisons. My father was a guard in Belglade, which is a maximum security prison. Where'd you do your?
Those black people, because all inmates over there was 99% black.
Yeah. Okay. Where did you do your time? Where'd you do your time? Where'd you do your time?
I did it at Florida State Prison.
Yeah. Okay. Now, isn't it interesting how you began your call, and I didn't ask you if you've gone to jail. I asked you how much time you did. So do you find it interesting that I knew from the first couple words out of your mouth that you're a convict? You've been to prison. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. I mean, how do you think I knew that? Without you telling me, I knew you went to prison. I'm not a psychic.
I don't know, maybe I'm Italian.
No, not my wife's Italian, and her family are Italian. I didn't know. No, because you're sympathetic to what?
Let's get back to that prison thing.
No, I'm getting back to this. I mean, no, it's not because I didn't know you were Italian, but I until you just told me. But I know that you're a convict. I can tell by the way you're talking. You still think like a con. You still think like a crook.
Yes, I was raised like that.
Oh, you were raised that way. Oh, my goodness.
Brian, I was raised in the streets of the Bronx.
Oh, okay. Raised in the streets of the Bronx. I guess that makes it okay.
Yeah, I'm 67 years old. I've been down here 52 years. I moved down here in 69.
Yeah.
So I'm a Florida guy like you, man.
Yeah, I know you're trying to bond with me now, but don't you, I mean, you don't find it at all interesting that I knew instantly from the first words out of your mouth that you'd been to prison?
No.
Well, I'm a very highly skilled radio talk show host, is how. But I could tell that you talk and think like a crook. As the first words out of your mouth, that's why I didn't ask you, have you ever been to jail? I asked you, the first words I said to you, I asked you, how much time did you do? Yeah, because you still got a criminal mindset.
You're switching it up. The point of my call is I was telling you this.
No, that's not slavery. That's not slavery. I mean, you're living free. You get free room and board while you're doing your time. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hi, Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Peter in Texas. How you doing?
All right, Texas. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm just utterly upset about what that girl did on the Olympics. Man, that was like really.
Well, we don't have an American team right now. I mean, we've got Gwen Berry, who turned her back on the American flag. Now we got Gabby Thomas, who is by the way, she, to me, I don't know if you know who Gabby Thomas is. She looks biracial to me. She's got someone white not too far removed from her, if it's not a parent in the grandparent area. But here she's got a degree from Harvard, and she's talking about specializing in racial disparity healthcare. That's some new field of medicine, apparently. So, I mean, team, and we had the one transgendered athlete that didn't make the team because they have too much testosterone, who wanted to burn the flag at the podium. We don't have Team USA.
I mean, for a black man, that's to me, that is very offensive because I mean, why would you turn around and compete in the Olympics and if you're not?
Listen, I apologize, but we've got a very bad cell connection with you, so I got to move on. But I appreciate the call and the effort. It's just a bad cell connection from Texas there today, so I can only understand about every third word, and I'm sorry for that. But call back another time when you got a better connection. I'd love to talk to you. This Olympic team, this is outrageous what's going on here, and I'm telling you, Gwen Berry may not wear the uniform. Maybe she should. What uniform should she wear? The Chinese uniform? The Soviet uniform? I don't know. From one of the African nations? I don't know. But do you think she's going to wear a Team USA uniform with the American flag all over it? Maybe they'll have to redesign it. Maybe they'll have to redesign the uniform so that the athletes will be comfortable wearing it. Let's take our last break of the first hour. Some very interesting calls on the show today. Is it a full moon out? Sun's out now. Light's coming up. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this break.
Now that things are opening up again, employers are hiring. Need a drug test before your job interview? Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs and get tested. No doctor's order needed. No appointment necessary. Just walk right in. No insurance.
Oh, really, Brandon? I'm full of myself? Butch up, be a man, pick up the phone and call. I knew that guy had done time like that. Caught him off guard a little bit.
561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise is a go. Leaving January 21st on the Celebrity Equinox out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, for 9 nights cruising the Caribbean. We will stop in Grand Island, Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. Reserve your cabin right now and call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh man, I usually am standing while I'm on the air. I'm sitting down, and I was telling you guys I have some health issues going on, and that's why I'm sitting down right now. And I always feel so weird sitting down on the air because I'm used to standing up, and when I sit, because our studio desk is raised up. It's made to stand in. That's why we have 4 studios here at the radio station, and I chose this one because I like to stand up. So because the studio was built to stand up in, and it's like this used to be a studio for one of the Haitian stations in town where they play Caribbean music. So it's set up like a DJ booth. That's why it's raised up, and I'm sitting in this raised chair, and I always feel so strange when I'm sitting here, like I should have a guitar and strumming on a guitar while I'm here with the mic. Mike Lindell, the great Mike Lindell, who was with our president at the rally on Saturday night, he has an incredible special at mypillow.com that you really have got to take advantage of. This is going to be one that is going to go away. It's going to go away quick, and there's going to be no notice. I'm just going to go to the website, and it's going to be gone. And this is the deal on the MyPillow towel set. Now, the MyPillow towels normally are $109.99. They're usually $110. Okay? Mike Lindell is running a flash special right now, just $39.99 at mypillow.com with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. That's a $70 savings on the MyPillow towel set. I know. It's amazing. So it's a $70 savings. This is going to be for a limited time because they're going to start to run out of the different colors. They have all the colors in right now. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 colors. And they have all the colors in stock right now. But that's going to change real quick. $70 off the MyPillow towel set. Just $39.99. Regular price, $109.99. You've got to use the promo code Kane at checkout. Kane. All right, Kane. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Yes, hi Brian. Good morning. This is John in Wellington.
Hey, John.
I don't hear too many people discussing this, but Gwen Berry made such a big deal about being a protester and an activist, and she came in 3rd place.
There you go.
The other 2 girls came in 1st and 2nd. They honored the flag. They honored the national anthem. They received their awards.
Yeah, what are their names?
I don't.
Exactly. In fact, yesterday, the White House backed up Gwen Berry.
But wouldn't you expect them?
Well, I expected them to do it, but not so quickly.
Yeah, it's
See, this is the thing with Gwen Berry, okay? She's a mediocre athlete. She really has zero chance to win the gold. And even if she doesn't medal, she's going to make a living on this race train endorsing some crap. I mean, look at the Peggy Lapone there from the USA women's soccer team. The USA women's team lost to a boys' middle school team. I'm not making that up. When I first heard about it, I thought that was an online myth. It's true. And she sucks. And look, she's a Victoria's Secret model now.
If nothing else, Gwen Berry should be disqualified for poor sportsmanship because all of her shenanigans detracted from the real winners, the gold and the silver winners.
I know. Go back to the freaking days of Jesse Owens, who, by the way, was a Republican. You know? You want to talk about systemic... And then we got this other athlete, this other girl, Gabby Thomas, with her degree from Harvard. She's still a victim. She's specializing in racial health disparities, which doesn't exist. There's no racial health disparities in America.
Well, you were asking what we should be calling this team, and it's usually Team USA. How about Team Hate USA?
Yeah, that was my first thought, but that doesn't seem clever enough. I don't know. We need something a little more creative than Team Hate USA, Team Anti-USA. I don't know. I mean, Team BLM, I don't know. Maybe BLM should have their own team. I'm pretty pissed off about it, and I know it seems petty because I really, really enjoy the Olympic Games. I always, the winter and the summer, and I always watch the Olympics. And now we've got this crap going on.
And that Japan made an announcement that no activism was going to be taking place.
Well, they don't cut heads off anymore. So what are they going to do? If they do it, they do it.
That's true.
You know, I mean, they can have rules against anything, the Japs, but what if somebody does it, what are they going to do? There's not much they can do.
Well, it's their Olympics that's being held in their country. Maybe if an activist wins an award, maybe the award can be taken from them.
That would have to be done by the Olympic Committee. I've never known the Olympic Committee to do... I mean, the only thing they take medals away for are cheating. You know, they catch somebody cheating, like they had those Canadian figure skaters and the judge were in collusion a few years ago. You know, that's it. I mean, yeah, no.
But aren't sports today all about cheating, like having men on the women's team? That seems to be the going thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's, you know, here you've got people that make a living playing kids games, running around in fields and stuff and tracks and everything, things that people do when they're kids, and they're talking about being victims. Sounds like they got a pretty easy life to me.
Yep.
All right, take care. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let me play this. This was Jen Psaki yesterday. She was asked about Gwen Berry.
This weekend, Gwen Berry, who hopes to represent the United States as an Olympian on the hammer throwing events,
The hammer throwing? What is she, Almighty Thor? Hammer throwing's an event? I could go to Home Depot and Lowe's and get some hammers and throw them. That's an Olympic event? What kind of event is hammer throwing? Is that a new sport? That's a sport now?
This weekend, Gwen Berry, who hopes to represent the United States as an Olympian on the hammer throwing events, won a bronze medal at the trials, and then she turned her back on the flag while the anthem played. Does President Biden think that is appropriate behavior for someone who hopes to represent Team USA?
Well, Peter, I haven't spoken to the president specifically about this, but I know he's incredibly proud to be an American and has great respect for the anthem and all that it represents, especially for our men and women serving in uniform all around the world. He would also say, of course, that part of that pride in our country means recognizing there are moments where we are, as a country, haven't lived up to our highest ideals. And it means respecting the right of people granted to them in the Constitution to peacefully protest.
Oh, wow. We haven't lived up to our greatest ideals. Are you kidding me? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Even though the Democrat insurrection tried to keep blacks in prison, keep them in slavery. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're really in big trouble, people. We really are. This, you know, this generation we have today have been so brainwashed on this BLM, Occupy Wall Street, Hate America crap. See, the way it used to work is all the anti-Semitic, anti-Americanism was taught in college. But now it's being taught in K through 12. And we're seeing it in its full effect. Now, after the top of the hour break, I'm going to get into this news story with Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson dropped a bombshell on his program last night. Bombshell, and I'm going to get into that after the top of the hour break. There was a major announcement from Newsmax TV yesterday. Yesterday, Newsmax TV announced that they have signed a deal to join their on-air lineup Eric Bolling, who was purged a few years back from Fox News Channel. They ran him off of Fox News because he was friends with President Trump. there was a Trump purge over there when they got rid of, Guilfoyle. They got rid of Guilfoyle. They got rid of Bowling. So Bowling has signed a deal. He is joining Newsmax. They have not announced what his time slot is going to be. I know they said he's going to be doing some fill-in in the immediate future, and they've not announced his time slot yet. I'd like to see him on at either 4 or 5 in the afternoon would be my picks. This is amazing because Eric Bowling, there's a lot of ex-Fox people over at Newsmax, but none of them were big time over there. Eric Bowling is one of the founders of the 5, and he's a big name. So Eric Bowling is the first major player to sign a deal with Newsmax, which tells us that Newsmax TV is going directly after fake news Fox News. And this is spectacular. I'd also like to see them over at Newsmax put together a special unit whose job it is just to cover Trump rallies and Trump events and appearances, or like Right Side Broadcasting does. But Eric Bowling joining Newsmax, he's going to be a host. They have not said what time slot he will have yet. I didn't watch Greg Kelly last night. I was not able to, but I'd heard from someone that he had filled in for Greg Kelly last night. I would think they're going to put him on either at one of 3 time slots, 4, 5 in the afternoon, or 10 p.m. Because they've got that new show at 9. I don't think they're going to put him up again. 7 and 8, we've got Greg Kelly and Stitchfeld. They're both very, very good. But I think they want to put him somewhere where he could beat Fox in the ratings. If you're looking to beat Fox in the ratings with Eric Bowling, that 4 o'clock slot against the Penguin, Neil Cavuto, I call him the Penguin because he's got the body of Danny DeVito's Penguin from the Batman movies. And that would probably be a place where let me tell you, it wouldn't even, if Eric Bowling was on at 4 p.m., how many of you would be watching Never Trumper, the Penguin, Cavuto? I remember Cavuto a few years back, he had major heart problem. Did he have bypass? He was off the air for a long time. And I thought when Cavuto came back, he would have lost a lot of weight, because a lot of guys, when they have heart problems and they have the surgery and everything, they come back really thin. Not Cavuto. It looked like he gained weight when he was out. Right? Oh my goodness. But I would love to see Eric Bowling go up against Fox News and beat them in the ratings. And that 4 p.m. time slot, I think, is where they're most vulnerable. And he did a show at 4. Remember, he left the 5, or he might have still been on the 5, but he had his own show for a while. I forget what it was called, but he did the show with the girl with the smart glasses, Kat, that's on Fox, and I can't remember who the other co-host was. But wasn't Eric Bowling's show on? What time was it? Or did it come on at? When was Eric Bowling's show on separate from the 5? Does anyone remember? And what was it called? But I think he could beat Cavuto in the ratings like that. I don't think it'd be a problem at all. So put Eric Bowling on at 4. If Chris Ruddy, Newsmax's corporate offices are right here in Boca, and you should be running spots on the Steve Kane Show, Newsmax. We give you so much publicity over here. Are you kidding me? But Eric Bowling, putting him on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon is a time slot where you could target Fox News in the ratings and beat the Penguin over there, Cavuto, and that would be a big story. Eric Bowling comes to Newsmax and beats Fox News in the ratings. That would be absolutely amazing. All right, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's Tuesday morning, June 29th. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care.
Steve Kane Show.
I love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune.
Now listen, guys, I mentioned this to you guys a couple weeks ago. I haven't brought it up in a while. I pinned a link right at the top of the chat here on YouTube. Sandra, she's one of our big MAGA listeners. She's one of the longest listeners of the Steve Kane Show. And, well, she's got cancer. She's a single mom. She's MAGA. She's black MAGA, blacks for Trump. And she's also an immigrant. And she's fallen on some hard times because of the cancer. She's put together a GoFundMe. I pinned the link right there in the chat. If you guys can help Sandra, that would be amazing. My wife and I have donated. And if you can help, that's great. If you can't, that's fine too. But if you can, that would be awesome.
954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul.
No, Tucker will not go to Newsmax.
The Soul Authority. At little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you
Wookie's dad, Chewbacca, thanks for helping her out. I appreciate that.
Diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, 888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. 5 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Welcome, everyone. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'm going to take a couple of calls, and then I'm going to get to this Tucker Carlson bombshell. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, it's Mike from Boca.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Yeah, so Eric Bolling, that's very exciting and very happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
Neil Cavuto has MS. That's why he always looks kind of pudgy. I think it's medical.
Oh, really? It's not because he eats like a slob? No, he's a big eater.
Yeah, that's true, but that's not. But you.
I know people with MS, and they're not morbidly obese like that. I just don't like Cavuto. I'm not concerned about his weight. He's a pig. He's a pig in his personality. I'm not talking about his physical.
I don't like him either. He's very
full of himself.
Him and Gasparino are terrible.
Yeah.
He has them on. They always hit against.
I don't watch Cavuto. I haven't watched Cavuto in years. I don't like him.
I just played watching Charles Payne, and they would always gang up on him. So.
Yeah. Charles Payne I like.
Anyways, yeah, I don't remember the name of his show, but I remember it was after they were trying to, when they started outing him, and he was with a liberal, a woman. I just can't remember her.
Well, he had the woman that's still on there all the time with the smart glasses, Kat. Yeah. She's got. I saw her on last night with Jesse Waters. She looks like she has like a Karen Carpenter eating disorder. And then there was a black girl that was on with him, and I don't remember who she was.
I meant the black girl. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, but Eric Bolling on Newsmax, I would put him up against Cavuto, and the reason.
I definitely put him up at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, the reason I would do that is I think Cavuto could be beaten in the ratings, and I would love a story that Newsmax beats Neil Cavuto and Fox News Channel in the 4 o'clock time slot. I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, you really, I hate him, but you hate him more than I do.
I've never liked him because I think he's boring, he's terminal, and I never understood why he was there. I thought when Roger Ailes left, they'd get rid of him, but he's like management.
Yeah, he's been there since the beginning. Him and Kennedy.
Yeah, well, so was Bill O'Reilly, and that didn't stop them.
Yeah, I know, but that would be great if put on these guys against Bill O'Reilly because I know him and Chris
Oh yes.
are very close friends.
Oh, Chris Ruddy's awesome. Yeah, we used to have Chris Ruddy. We used to have Chris Ruddy on the show. We used to have Chris Ruddy on the show here back in the days of Vince Foster. Chris, I would love to see Chris Ruddy. You know, Chris Ruddy lives here in Boca. I'd love to see Chris Ruddy do special reports every once in a while on Newsmax because Chris Ruddy, the founder of Newsmax, is an incredible investigative journalist. He's the one that broke all the true stories of the Clintons back in the 92 campaign and 93, 94, in the early 90s. All, you know, the Vince Foster incident, the Arkansas State Troopers, Bill Clinton's black son with the prostitute. That was all Chris Ruddy.
Yeah, he broke one. He actually sponsored, I didn't know this, last week when they had in Texas that Christian, that 4-day event. A lot of senators went there, and Newsmax actually sponsored it. I was
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Newsmax should be sponsoring the Steve Kane Show. We give them so much publicity on this program. If you're listening over at your corporate office in Boca. All right, take care, Mike. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, Rich.
I have to have a dialogue with you.
Oh, here we go. A dialogue. This is the part where Richie doesn't like what I'm doing, and he wants to take over the show into another direction. I'll give you a moment because I want to get into some stuff, but go ahead.
I know you were going to do this. This has nothing to do with what I'm going to change the show about. What I'm going to ask you about is you attack Fox. And I'm going to bring this up to you, and you got to explain to me something. You attack Fox for not covering President Trump's rally, but you never.
All right. First off, that's not true, and that's not true. You have these. Excuse me. You have this fantasy of what you think is going on and what we do here on the Steve Kane Show, and you could not be further from the truth. And you have no. And let me finish. And you have no inside knowledge as to anything that goes on behind the scenes as to why we do and don't do. And you could not be further from the truth with what you just said. But I mean, let me ask. Yeah, go ahead. Then I'm going to ask you a question. Well, no, you know that there are a couple of topics we're not permitted to talk about, and the reason we're not is not because of what you said. Well, because I can't tell you on the air, Richie. There are things maybe there are things going on that you don't know about. No, lie to me, Richie. has it occurred to you? Okay, your accusation is not true. Number one, and I can't explain to you on the air. No, there's a couple of topics that you and others know that, and we're not alone in this, cannot discuss, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. And you don't know what it has to do with. But one of our, I'm going to ask you a question that I did not come up with. One of our listeners, because you like to make this charge all the time, you know. One of our listeners, Gary, who you don't know, you guys don't know, but he's a longtime Steve Kane listener here in South Florida, and it's not English Gary. There's other Garys. This guy, he said about you. He said if there were a couple of things that Richie could not talk about, and if he did, he would lose his bus driver pension, would he talk about them? Pretty good question, isn't it? Well, why not? Why not?
Because I would lose my job.
And that pension that you get, what do you do with that money?
I live on it.
You eat. You and your wife. Exactly. So you know why? So why do you think when there are there are other people, not just me and Steve, there are other people who have to abide by a couple of things for particular reasons? Why are we hypocrites and all these terrible things, but you are all high and mighty who's risking nothing but other people's way to make a living? No, that's not it either. There's nothing changed here. There's been no change of ownership. No, there's no change. Listen, Richie, there are things that go on behind the scenes that are beyond your ability to even speculate on. And if I told you, you would be, oh, but I'm not going to tell you because, one, it's none of your business. Two, you're a creep because I've told you this before, and you still continue with this, and you still continue with this thing. What I told you just now is everything I've told you in this conversation is 100% truthful. I have told you nothing about this. I have not told you anything other than what you're hearing now on the air. You see, the thing with, you think that there's a couple of things going on that we don't discuss because of YouTube. That is not the case. I'm not, I no longer stream on Facebook. I'm not even on Facebook. I haven't been on Facebook in a couple of years. I haven't been on Facebook for almost 3 years. It's not our sponsors. See, I'm not going to tell you what's going on behind the scenes because a couple of reasons. One, it's none of your business. Two, there are things that should not be disclosed on the air because it's inappropriate. And all of your guessing attempts that you've made in this conversation are 100% inaccurate and further from the truth than you could imagine. No. I'm not going to tell you anything other than what I've said. No, you can listen, Richie. You can sit in your little knitting circle and fantasize that's, excuse me, attack you. You can sit around in your, I have you on the air, you're attacking me and Steve and this program and our integrity, and you have the nerve to say, oh, you're attacking me because I said knitting circle? Let me tell you what, Richie. Because, what am I supposed to do, Richie? What am I supposed to do? Shut down the show and go hungry? Big Mouth, who said you wouldn't risk your pension? There's no such thing as free speech, Richie. Listen, you can sit around in your knitting circle and tell yourself that Steve and I are not MAGA and we're not Trump people and we're all these terrible things. But if you knew what was going on, you would even you, with your inability to be self-aware, would be like, oh, I was wrong. No, I'm not. Richie? Well, yeah, it's time for a break. Listen, here's the deal with Richie, okay? I'm going to tell you the deal with Richie. And this is Richie's problem. You notice how he always goes back to YouTube. I don't know how many years ago it was. It's been about 6 or 7 years ago. We here on the Steve Kane Show, we've been live streaming on different platforms over the years. We were on Periscope. We used to do a thing on Ustream, if you guys remember Ustream. We used to do Facebook Live. I used to do Instagram Live. Now we're on YouTube. And there's other things as well that we do. Okay, we've expanded. We're on FM radio now. We used to just be on AM radio. And there's other outlets that we're on too. The Steve Kane Show. And what's happened with the Steve Kane Show in the past, I don't know, 6 years or so, is we've expanded in many, many different ways. We're certainly a local radio show. We're very excited about that, and we're proud of that, and we have a very strong and loyal listener base. But the show has expanded to an audience that is not just a national audience, but international. Even here, with the MyPillow spots, I added our promo code. I touched base with them. Our promo code Kane, Kane, at mypillow.com has been expanded to be able to be used for purchases in the United Kingdom and in Canada. So the Steve Kane Show has expanded in a big way, and the audience has grown tremendously in the past 5 or 6 years. Steve and I created. Richie is a mediocre caller, and Steve and I turned him into a bit of a personality on the air with the Richie the bus driver persona and everything. And he's gotten a little full of himself. And he's been with the show a long time. And before the show expanded to the current level that it's at, he was a bigger personality on the show, I guess, in his mind. I think his role today is the same that it used to be, but in his mind, he was more important. And now that we've expanded our listenership and our caller base as much as we have, he doesn't feel as important anymore. And he's jealous of that. And he doesn't like us live streaming on YouTube. He doesn't like our internet audience. He doesn't like our national and international audience on the Steve Kane Show. He wants us to be on one radio station where he's the only caller. And this has been a big thing. So what he does is he sits around and creates all these fantasies, and Steve and I have given him more slack than you know. I'm not going to go through anything, but Richie's pulled some stunts on this program in the last few years that would have gotten anybody else banned from the program. And he's not. Maybe he should be, but he's not. But he doesn't like the expansion of the Steve Kane Show because he feels less important of a personality than he used to be. Now, he's not very self-aware. So what he does is he creates all these fantasies about what we do and why we do it. Everything he said in his call was 100% wrong. One thing I've learned as I've gotten older, when I was a kid, when I was like in my 20s, I used to be pissed off and angry at the world. And I used to think everybody was trying to screw me over. And what I realized is no one gives a damn about you. And anytime you try to figure out what someone's motivations are, you're always wrong. Like, you'll see this sometimes in high-profile trials on TV. And, you and I will watch the trial from home, and we'll say, okay, the person's guilty or innocent based on this one or two things that happened. And then you see interviews with the jury, And they didn't even notice what we were thinking about, and they made their verdict decision based on things that we didn't even think were important. Whenever you try to guess what someone's motivations are, Richie, about 99% of the time, you're wrong. All right, listen, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take a break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten.
The Specialist, that's it. Eric Bolling's show was The Specialist.
At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too.
The Specialist, that's right. I thought that was a lame title, The Specialist.
At Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
It's here, the hot weather. It's in the mid-90s in the middle of the day, and that's what the actual temperature is. The heat index, much higher. Yeah, that the Specialist was.
Your air conditioner is going to work hard.
That was that movie with Stallone where he was like a hitman. And when I think of Specialist, I think of a hitman. And their idea of a specialist is they would have a guest on that had an expertise in something. Is that what the idea of that was? Like a specialist in this field or that? I don't know. It was not a good name. You know, Eric Bolling saved Bob Beckel's life at a party, a Fox News party. Bob Beckel was choking on a chicken bone, probably because he was drunk off his ass, and Eric Bolling did the Heimlich and saved Bob Beckel's life. The Specialist? No. They made that movie in South Beach, and it was not a good movie.
The people that came out, his crew, were very, very polite, and they did the work. It's a very difficult job to go up in an attic.
Richie.
Pull out all the old dust, come in and put in all new dust. It's extra additional.
Richie is just trying to find ways to justify his anger towards us. We've done nothing but make him like well known. We created this whole thing. Richie the bus driver created a whole personality out of a mediocre caller, and he's just nasty. He. He did something recently that pissed me off so much. I was really pissed off. I told Steve. I had a car. I used to take the bus to the mall and to the movies and stuff. And I used to ride Richie's bus. And I didn't know him or his name, but he's got a big, I knew him from his big mouth. Because he had a big mouth on the bus too. I mean, did you hear him? Oh, you've got new radio station ownership. There's no new radio. The same company's owned this radio station for freaking almost 30 years.
Which rings directly to him. 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh, man. 25 minutes after the hour. Full board of calls. Let's go. You're on the radio. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Sunny in Kentucky. Yeah.
For introduced me a slipper a month, and I could tell 100% different, and they're great.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, I wear my MyPillow slippers. As soon as I get home, I put them on. As soon as I walk in the door, I put them on.
They're indoor, outdoor.
Yes, they are.
The other day, I went to Noah's Ark, and I wore them for the whole day, thinking, because I'm a bigger guy, that he would I've had problems with. They work perfect.
Oh yeah, the MyPillow My Slippers. I wear them all the time. Sometimes I wear them out too. It's 40% off with the promo code Kane, Kane, at mypillow.com. And which ones do you have? Do you have the moccasin ones?
I have the moccasin ones that just slip on real easy.
Those are the ones I have.
Yeah, they're great. I went to Noah's Ark, and we had 6 hours, and then I walked around, and then came home, and then I did have a bit of problem. My feet hurting.
Well, that's awesome.
But I just want.
Well, thank you. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot from Kentucky. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. Hey, Doug.
First I'd like to say, hopefully what I heard was right, that President Trump now is cleared in New York from these witch.
Well, it's not that he's been cleared. Okay, I haven't even gotten to any of this stuff yet. He hasn't been cleared in New York. These corrupt, low-life prosecutors couldn't find any dirt on him again. They went on it. They got his taxes like 6 months ago, right? They've had his taxes for months, and this was going to be it. They've been asking for, and they couldn't find anything. They couldn't find anything. So it's not that he's been cleared. They couldn't find anything on him because he's a squeaky clean Marine. See, they assume everybody that's wealthy is corrupt like the Kennedys or Biden. And they're just in shock. And I got to tell you, when I first heard, I was with President Trump back in 2012, okay? When he was asking for Obama to produce the birth certificate, which Obama did. He got Obama to produce his birth certificate. And I was with him then, and I was thinking, if he announces he's running for president, he's like a playboy. He might have some island in the Bahamas with Victoria's Secret models, like David Copperfield used to have and stuff. And I never would have dreamed that a guy could be that rich, that famous, and not have anything. And this guy, he is more squeaky clean than a Catholic priest.
Sure.
But that's not saying a lot of times, I guess,
Yeah. What I heard on Newsmax, it said that they will not be prosecuting him. So
because this story is not being presented properly. Rachel Maddow and all these lowlives have been asking for years, demanding his taxes. New York got them. They've had them for months, and they couldn't find anything in there to go after him on. But the way they're acting is if they've decided not to prosecute. What happened to the inflating properties to the bank story that they had a couple weeks ago? He should sue them. He should sue them for the legal fees.
Defamation of character.
Defamation of character and legal fees. And when he comes back in 2024, maybe he should have somebody investigate. There should be a federal investigation into all these phony witch hunt prosecutions.
I got a feeling that might be another one of the reasons, because they probably said, "Oh, look, the Republicans will take over."
Yeah.
Investigating us.
That's right. All right, Doug. Hey, Doug, take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller. Once, twice. Okay. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Brian.
Yes, Andrea. How are you?
I'm feeling great. So I heard your exchange with Ricky, and I'm sure that you're regulated, I think, by the Federal Trade Commission.
No, there's not. There are things, and Richie knows better, because I can't say on the air what there's one. A lot of things go on behind the scenes that you never know about. I had something happen to me and my family that was pretty severe because of some low-life son of a bitch out there in this listening audience. And it's something I've never disclosed on the radio, and I probably never will. But I told everybody on the cruise, on our last cruise, what happened. And after I said it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have told them. And it was a pretty severe thing. My entire family's life was put in danger by a low-life listener in this audience, okay? And I told Richie was on the cruise. I told everybody on the cruise what happened. So people that went with us on the last cruise, you know. So Richie knows what we go up against off the air here. My entire family's life was seriously put in danger by someone. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm downplaying it, frankly. And he knows better. But Richie's problem are people like you, Andrea. He doesn't like the expansion of the show because he doesn't feel as important as he used to feel. His role's the same it's always been.
Bottom line, it's your show, right? You don't have to explain anything to anyone.
You know, and Richie, Steve and I have done nothing but treat him so well when he craps on us all the time. You know, on I guess it was our last cruise. You know, Richie gambles, right? He plays blackjack. I did not have to do this. I did something for Richie I thought was nice. It was fun. I set up and this was not a thing that we did that didn't. This cost us money to do. You know, when we do our cruises, it's included in the price of the cruise. But there's a lot of activities that we do. They cost money out of our pocket. Okay, Steve and I. We have to pay for the activities. It's you know, everything's included when you join us on the cruise. And this costs money. I set up a thing for Richie to have a blackjack course where he taught everybody on the cruise how to play blackjack. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. The listeners enjoyed it. But I had a room with an ocean view that cost us money for him to be able to do this in. You know, and staying up there and teach everybody blackjack. I've done nothing but be nice to this guy. And did you hear him fishing for all these explanations? You know, when he knows this other thing that I'm referencing and what happened to me and my family, he knows what goes on off the air here. You guys wouldn't believe what you have to go through when you do this kind of work. You wouldn't. And he knows better.
Trust me, I know, because I live in a liberal city, and I've had all of my friends essentially witch hunt and threaten my life. So
well, mine was more than a threat. Mine was more than a threat. My life was put in danger, as was my wife's life and my daughter's life. And Richie knows exactly what happened. And he has the nerve to call in here and question why we do what we do. When I tell him there's something going on off the air and he's still fishing, I mean, he's just a jerk.
Well, you can't, you know, I'm sorry that happened to you. People are still, like, to me, they're just hitting new levels of crazy. But that's only one of my reasons for calling. So the other reason was, and you referenced Victoria's Secret twice already.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one that has been soccer player came out and said, I'm going to be Victoria's Secret. And like, they're doing away with the angels. They're, you know, they're heading down the woke path, right? I'm a long-term Victoria's Secret shopper. I've shopped them for, you know, years. And I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, why are they going down this road? And I heard a podcast this weekend, and I'm calling to make all of your conservative female listeners aware of it, because you're about to hear a new phrase. It's called toxic femininity.
Toxic femininity?
Yeah. So this podcast was a liberal podcast with a bunch of women who are now saying, you know, that marriage is just, it's stated that, you know, taking an engagement ring is a sign of being ruled over. Like, it was the most...
Obviously, these are not women who have been married, because I don't know how it works in your marriages, but, you know, and I don't mind this. I let my wife run the finances and run everything. But you know what I mean. And those are obviously single women who have cats at home.
Well, as a single woman, you know, I'm a straight single woman. All of a sudden, the dots connected to me. This is now going to be an attack on classic femininity.
Here's what it is. It's a lot like this conversation with Richie. It's not any of that. I'll tell you what it is in a second. But the reason that they have these superhuman women that look like they're from Paradise Island as the models. Paradise Island's where Wonder Woman is from, by the way. Is not so that guys can sit around and masturbate to them, as I know a lot of guys do. It's to make average women think, hey, if I go to Victoria's Secret, I can be sexy just like Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriends. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. But what Victoria's Secret is doing now, it's not an attack on femininity or anything else. They're trying to reach out to the gay clientele. And I mentioned this on the air last week, but I didn't get into it. I was at the mall here, Sawgrass Mills Mall in Sunrise, which is down the street from Simply Natural, Richard Pearl's store. And I was walking by Victoria's Secret, and I saw this very attractive woman kissing this young boy. Looked like he was in high school. I walked by him and found out the young boy was a woman who was like in her 20s that was just dressed like a boy. You know what I mean? So what Victoria's Secret is doing is they figure they've already got you, Andrea. They're reaching out for the gay population, and there's so many gay people now more than ever because there's more people living that lifestyle because it's acceptable now. They're just reaching out to the gays. It's a new area, and since the malls have been closed in America for a year, they've taken a severe financial hit, and they think it's a way to bring in new clients and new cash. That's what my guess would be. I don't think it's like some big feminist plot of lesbians who say, okay, we want to attack femininity. Victoria's Secret's primary business model is out of malls that have been closed, and they see an opportunity to bring in this new lesbian clientele, and they're jumping on it with Patti LuPone from the soccer team.
Well, that may be, but I myself, for me, I just am not sure I'm going to support that brand.
Well, here's what I want to ask you, and this is not, because, you're a woman and I'm a married man and everything. This is not the normal conversation I would have with a woman outside of my wife, but I'm going to ask you on the air if you agree with what I'm going to say. What I said a moment ago, the reason they have these superhuman goddesses as models is to make average women feel that they can be hot as Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend in Victoria's Secret clothes, okay? I don't think women like you are going to feel sexy wearing clothes like Patti LuPone from the U.S. women's soccer team. And I saw some of the other women, the Neil Cavuto is thin compared to some of these models they have now. And I don't think women want to feel like some fat woman that they're seeing in these ads, or some woman who looks like a man with pink hair or purple hair, whatever color her hair is. I think that's going to damage their brand in the long term, and I don't think women like you will feel sexy wearing the clothing that. And by the way, Patti LuPone and these types of women don't wear Victoria's. They wear boxer shorts, men's boxer shorts. They don't wear that lingerie, and they don't wear the bras. They wear sports bras to hold everything down. They don't even wear that stuff.
For me, I have, the one thing I will say about Victoria's Secret is that it's quality and it lasts a long time.
Okay.
Enough to last me a lifetime. I do not want to wear masculine looking underwear.
Well, let me ask you: Do you think Rachel Maddow and the soccer team girl, that's their spokesperson, do they wear Victoria's Secret panties, or do they wear men's boxer shorts? I'm serious. What do you think?
I'm thinking that
boxer shorts. Boxer shorts.
Probably.
They can't, like I just wear Hanes underwear, regular jockey shorts. They can't wear those because they're built for things that they don't have. So the boxer shorts, though, are like unisex. All right, listen, I got to run. If you're on hold, stand by. Phones are very busy. Steve will be joining us shortly. This break is very late, so my apologies. We're going to take this break late, And we'll get back on schedule in this next segment, I promise. Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out.
Yes, we are going to talk about Tucker Carlson.
Run from minor repairs to complete new roof
Guys,
systems.
I'm going to finish up with a couple of phone calls, and then we'll jump into it.
Tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on radio. Just search for WW.
All right, now this segment will be a short segment because we got to get back on schedule. I'm going to take a couple of calls, and then I'm going to get into the... Tucker Carlson dropped a bombshell last night on his show, and we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Yes, hello. This is Lorraine from Pennsylvania.
Lorraine in Pennsylvania, what's up?
I have to clear up some things with Eric Bolling because I was a watcher of Fox News from the beginning of the 5, and Eric Bolling was sent away from there because of an email he sent to one of his co-workers.
That was an allegation. No, no, that's not why they got rid of him. That was that may have been the excuse.
Never on his own stuff.
Excuse me, Lorraine. That may have been the excuse, but they did a purge. They got rid of Eric Bolling, okay, who was a close friend and still is of President Trump. At the same time, they got rid of Kim Guilfoyle because she was involved in a relationship with Don Jr. And they also got rid of Bill O'Reilly at the same time. They did a Trump purge.
Bill O'Reilly was also involved.
That was the excuse.
Had to be big.
No, it was the excuse. This is when it was in the days of Fox News when Shepard Smith was the news director, and they went on a purge of Trump confidants. And Eric Bolling and Kim Guilfoyle went out at about the same time as a part of that. They have excuses for things. They had some excuse of some dirty joke that Kim Guilfoyle told. You know, people tell jokes at work. People do things at work.
The head of the hiring position, and there was a movie. I have that movie made about all the blonde women who were forced to...
That was different. It's a very good movie with Charlize Theron. Bombshell. Yes.
When they cleaned everything up. Okay.
No, they didn't get rid of Kim Guilfoyle because she was making women have sex with her. Okay, they got rid of Kim Guilfoyle because she was with Don Jr. and they got rid of Eric Bolling at about the same time.
Say that. I said the head of Fox News hiring for all of the young blonde women who had to service the men, and that movie was made about it, and a lot of the women...
Well, that movie was a very good movie. I saw it. It's free on Hulu, Bombshell, with Charlize Theron as Megyn Kelly and Nicole Kidman as, I forgot the name of the Miss America. The main girl in there that was having sex with Roger Ailes, that was a fictitious person. Did you know that? The Christian girl? The Australian actress that had an American accent?
But Ailes because of the fact that he insisted that all of these women have sex with people before he would hire him. And how about O'Reilly's, that blonde woman who used to have her own show with I can't think of his name, it was a Monday.
The excuse they used against Bill O'Reilly is a black woman made an allegation that he said something about hot chocolate or something. I don't know. Listen, they got rid of 3 people, okay, actually 4 people at about the same time who were close with President Trump. Roger Ailes, Bill O'Reilly, Kim Guilfoyle, and Eric Bolling. Now, they got all of these excuses, but there was a Trump purge.
With Bill O'Reilly because that blonde...
No, I'm not. I'm being very accurate. Yeah.
He now has his own show.
Okay, well, what you're saying is what you're citing are the excuses they used to purge themselves of Trump insiders. I appreciate the call. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Bob from Boca.
Yes, Bob.
Hi. I have sort of a serious thing to mention to you. I'm sort of long on the tooth. I remember when the New Left started. I was in my early teens. I'm awaiting the sign that the new right is going to begin. I'm awaiting something.
I don't know. All right, back on the planet Earth. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning. All right, what's your name? You're on the air.
This is Maria from Florida.
Oh, hey, Maria. How you doing?
I'm good this morning. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
Yes, I called because, yeah, you're right. 4 people was fired. I don't remember all their names. I know all of them because they was all Trump people that liked the Trump and deal with Trump and know the type of person President Trump is. Yes, they did get rid of them all together because of Trump, because they didn't want no parts of Fox News being a part of it because they switched on the other side.
That's correct.
Everybody knows it's the truth. So that lady that just called you tried to make an argument about these people did this and did that. She lying.
Well, she just isn't aware. She just isn't aware. She buys their cover stories when we know the truth.
Yeah, I mean the fake news and the phony people it's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and I know the girl she's talking about with O'Reilly. She's a nutcase. Okay, I can't remember her name. She's a nutcase, and what happened? A lot of times these women, a lot of this was true with Harvey Weinstein in some of those cases. These women use their beauty and their bodies to get ahead in the world, and then all of a sudden they don't want to and make claims. Come on.
Yeah, that's what they all do, and I see it over and over again. A lot of them be true, but a half of that, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Bill O'Reilly's been on Fox News. I don't even watch Fox News anymore. I don't even care what Fox News do.
Well, you should, and coming up, I'm going to play something that happened last night on Fox News after this break, so everybody wait for this. I was going to do this earlier, but the phones have been, we've had very good phone calls today since I opened up the mic at 6, so, well, except Al the John called in. Other than Al the John's call, the calls have been very good today, and I haven't gotten to this yet, but after the break, Tucker Carlson dropped a huge bombshell that really should have you rethinking what your opinion is on Fox News Channel. All right, we're going to do that after the break, so don't go anywhere. Take care. All right, we're going to take our last break of the second hour of the program. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. When we get back, I'm going to jump right into this Tucker Carlson bombshell that he dropped yesterday. Don't go anywhere.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
So you've been told you need a health test. What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive. If you go to your doctor's office or one of the big labs, it can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had lab tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs' goal is to get you all the lab tests you need, save you money, and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, you never need an appointment, no doctor's order, or prescription needed either. You can walk right in and have any of their thousands of lab tests done for just a fraction of the price the big labs or your doctor's office charge. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Private and affordable lab testing. 954-906-5983.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him.
The 4400 was good for part of the first season, then it went down the dumps.
Work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number, write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, 7 before 8. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve will be joining us in a bit. Are you with? Oh, Steve is with us. Steve is with us now. Okay. I didn't get word that you were ready. Good morning. Good morning. So I've been saving this, and so I want to get into this because this is huge. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Curious where Kim Guilfoyle has been. I haven't seen her.
She's with Don Jr. They fired her at Fox. Yeah. She just bought a mansion right next door to him in Jupiter. Yeah. They've been together for years now. They fired her with bowling because she was dating Don Jr. and they're still together. So I wanted to get into this thing with Tucker Carlson last night because this is huge. Huge. I'm gonna play some audio in a bit, but let me do some setup. The Capitol breach, which they call an insurrection, Tucker Carlson did some reporting about, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but in the last couple of weeks, he did some reporting on his program about the FBI infiltration of the movement that went into the Capitol. And it was pretty hardcore stuff. It was really hardcore. I mean, and it really exposed the narrative of being false that the media and the mainstream are pushing on the Capitol breach. Then last week he went after General Milli Vanilli in a pretty hardcore way. And then he came out. I'm just going to play you the audio, and this is a little. Let me see. This is longer than we would normally play. This is not a sound bite. It's a little longer, but I think it's important for people to hear this because we were talking a lot about Fox News yesterday, and people, I don't turn on Fox News anymore. I've turned off Fox News. I won't, they're traitors, and I got a lot of problems with Fox News. We talked about yesterday, but what Tucker Carlson dropped on his show last night, it was not in the beginning, it was later in the show. What he dropped on his show last night should have you all rethinking Fox News, at least Tucker Carlson, okay? So here it is. This is Tucker Carlson last night on his show. Huge bombshell.
Policy. The war on terror, now ongoing for 20 years, has pivoted in its aims. The war on terror is now being waged against American citizens, opponents of the regime. We saw this on display on January 6th. We told you a couple of weeks ago, based on language in publicly available indictments, that the FBI clearly had foreknowledge of the riot at the Capitol that day.
Now, this is what we were talking about, and what I referenced a minute ago. He did some detailed reporting on this FBI knowledge of the Capitol breach prior to the event.
Since we spoke to this weekend, confirmed that is true. Quote, the FBI had sources in that crowd, confidential sources, snitches. That's 100% certain. But it's not just political protesters the government is spying on. Yesterday we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government who reached out to warn us that the NSA, the National Security Agency, is monitoring our electronic communications and is planning to leak them in an attempt to take the show off the air. Now that's a shocking claim, and ordinarily we'd be skeptical of it. It's illegal for the NSA to spy on American citizens. It's a crime. It's not a third world country. Things like that should not happen in America. But unfortunately they do happen, and in this case they did happen. The whistleblower, who is in a position to know, repeated back to us information about a story that we are working on that can have only come directly from my texts and emails. There's no other possible source for that information, period. The NSA captured that information without our knowledge and did it for political reasons. The Biden administration is spying on us. We have confirmed that. This morning we filed a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, asking for all information that the NSA and other agencies have gathered about this show. We did it mostly as a formality. We've also contacted the press office at both NSA and the FBI. We don't expect to hear much back. That's the way that usually goes. Only Congress can force transparency on the intelligence agencies, and they should do that immediately. Spying on opposition journalists is incompatible with democracy.
Okay, so a whistleblower has come forward from the government with evidence that he's presented to Tucker Carlson that the NSA and other government agencies are not only spying on him, and it sounds like his staff, but they showed him information from his private text and email communications. And what he said is they're doing this, what they do with Trump. They're trying to find dirt on him to get him off the air. That is confirmation that all of his reporting has been 100% accurate on the Capitol breach. And it was very smart of him to come forward with this. So those of you who say, I'm done with fake news, Fox News, I got a lot of problems. They didn't carry the Trump rally. They screwed us on Sunday by not even doing an app. Whatever your opinion is of Fox, it should not apply to Tucker. Tucker is risking everything he has for that show that he's doing. And this is proof of it. So I'd like to hear, we got to take our break for the top of the hour, coming up on the 8 o'clock break. If you're on hold, stand by. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Will you start to support at least Tucker Carlson's program on Fox News if you've left Fox News? Also, why, this, I've never heard of something like this happening where there's actual proof, there's evidence, and the person comes forward on the #1 show on cable news, the Tucker Carlson program, and say, we've got the proof that they're spying on us to get this show off the air. I mean, this is a bombshell that he dropped yesterday. All right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this.
Covered AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
It's here, the hot weather. It's in the mid-90s in the middle of the day, and that's what the actual temperature is. The heat index, much higher than that. That means your air conditioner is going to work harder and harder, driving up your electric bill. And on the line, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, who's going to save you big, big money on your electric bill. Tell them how you're going to do it, Scott.
Hey, Brian. Well, we do it with the radiant barrier installation and making sure that none of your air conditioning ducts are leaking into your attic. But I have Rebecca on the line with me, who's a longtime Steve Kane listener, and we had the pleasure of going up and doing a whole attic package for her at her house on Wednesday of this week, and we put all new ducts in for radiant barrier and all new insulation. And she just wants to tell you how her experience was.
Good morning. I wanted to let you know that this morning, first of all, it's a very difficult job to go up in an attic, pull out all the old ducts, come in and put in all new ducts, extra additional ducts to make my system work better. I'm in the construction industry. I'm an architect, so I'm familiar with what the cost should be and how much time it takes to do everything. And let me tell you, I was very impressed, and my attic looks like a spaceship up there with all new ducts. They took out the metal duct that was insulated and leaking on my ceiling, and they put in flex stuff, which is what we use now in the industry. But let me tell you, what I paid for the entire package should have cost just...
Nobody does what Tucker's doing.
The old ductwork.
Steve Kane Show.
Install new ductwork, and I got everything
Hold on.
for less than
Steve
what
Kane
I
Show.
Well, that's amazing. And when Scott from
Hold
Company
on.
Kilowatts brings that radiant barrier into your attic, it pays for itself because what it does, it cools off your ceiling, cools off your attic, keeps that hot Florida heat that's well over
Thank you,
100
Marilyn.
degrees in your attic off of your air conditioning ducts, which means your air conditioner works less to keep your house cool and comfortable for you, which means you have lower electrical bills. It works. Listen, guys, give Scott at Cut My Kilowatts a call. His number's listed at stevekaneshow.com, as is his website if you miss it.
Oh, Sandra's in the chat, and we have her GoFundMe link up there. All of you guys that have supported Sandra's GoFundMe, thank you. If you guys click the link, if you can help, that's awesome. If you can't, that's okay, too, if you can't. My wife and I have donated. If you guys could, that would be awesome.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing?
I pinned the link to the GoFundMe of Sandra's right there at the top of the chat.
From Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Well, I've talked to a lot of delusional people today, if you've noticed on the phones. Most of the callers have been, at least half have been delusional today.
The Steve Kane Show.
All right, third and final hour has begun. I'm Brian Steve Kane here. Man, I mean, that's pretty big bombshell. And he dropped that kind of like in the middle of the show. I didn't watch his whole show last night. I watched the first segment, and he was talking about, the declaring suburbia racist. I was like, and I flipped it off, and I saw that this morning. I missed the bombshell that I wish he would have led with, but that is a major news story from Tucker Carlson yesterday.
Have to have is Tucker off on a tangent by himself, or is this done in consultation with the people at Fox that have agreed to back off and let him push a little?
Yeah.
You can only guess about things like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it is something that will be revealed over a period of time as the plot, what does they say, as the plot thickens.
Yeah, I mean, Tucker going, usually what happens with people like this, that they find out it's happening and they back off. Tucker going public on his show last night, that's news in itself. No, I've never seen anybody do that.
The big question you have to ask yourself, and I can ask the question, but I don't know what the answer is Tucker on his own on this, or has it been approved by Fox?
Yeah.
Now, for a long enough time, I guess it's only been a couple of weeks, seems like forever, but where Tucker is doing these, what we used to call cutting-edge shows, that are usually the kind of thing where management will come in. I remember early on when Hannity was releasing some stuff, I remember the one show where they just pulled him off. They put in the middle of the show.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
And they, in those days, obviously management was supporting what was going on.
Yeah. Well, with this case with Tucker, when Tucker has evidence from a government insider that the Biden administration, the intelligence agencies are spying on him, what I'd be interested in is what happened when they got this news. They had the verified and everything. What process goes on at Fox News Channel before he goes on the air with it? Or is he just able to go on the air with whatever he wants? Or does it go through Fox, a process outside of his show?
Is the
And yeah, that we don't know. And you guys in the listening audience, okay? Because I hear from a lot of you. I will not watch Fox News ever again. Are you going to rethink at least Tucker Carlson? Because it sounds like he needs our support. All right, let's go to the phones. Our number, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, K-A-N-E, and the number 1. That's 888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning. It's PJ.
Oh, hey. Oh, PJ Gladnick from Newsbusters. What's happening, PJ?
Yeah, as soon as you were talking about Tucker, you know what? You know who their next? I wouldn't be surprised if this has already been their target for spying. I mean, it seems so obvious. Project Veritas. Think about it.
Well, yeah, and Project Veritas. A lot of people. Well, I don't want. Yeah. I was gonna. I'll tell you something off the air, PJ, about Project Veritas that I have a concern. I don't want to tip people off about. It's not bad about Veritas, but it's something that you're right. And when I was growing up, and I would hear all this stuff about Hoover and the files, I always thought it was crap. Just like and I believe all of it now. The Kennedy conspiracies, J. Edgar Hoover. The only thing about J. Edgar Hoover's files that's not true is that they destroyed them when he died. They kept them and added to them now, okay? They're the same files. Comey's files or Hoover's files with things added. This is how it's always been. And what Tucker did last night, PJ, you can think long and hard about it, but I don't think anyone at that level has gone public with something like that. Usually, what happened to Tucker is like what happened with Trump with the dossier when J. Edgar Comey took the dossier to President-elect Trump and said, this can either go away, wink, wink, or we can investigate it. This is a similar thing going on with Tucker.
Yeah, except for one thing. What Hoover had on Kennedy with the women and all, that actually happened with Trump. That was just crap.
Well, yeah, but the FBI and all these people have always been doing this, and I think when I heard that with Tucker, I saw that this morning because, like I say, I turned it off. I wasn't interested in them saying suburbia is racist again. I heard that, I wasn't interested, and I turned off Tucker, and he came up with that later. I saw that this morning online. That's shocking to me, and there should be a national dialogue about that revelation. And it confirms everything he reported on the Capitol breach, which clears Trump yet again.
You mentioned Hoover and now, but in between there was another huge one that people seem to forget. It was Louis Freeh when he was the FBI director. He turned over all the files on congressmen, senators, and everything, supposedly for
Well, if you remember during the there was a hearing a couple years ago. Who was the interim director? The guy, he kind of looked like Barney Fife, Don Knotts, the little weaselly guy, and he was being questioned by a congressional committee, and he blew his stack and threatened to reveal publicly what was on their cell phone. Remember that? He slipped. He got pissed off, and I couldn't believe it. You know which one I'm not sure. It might have been Rosenstein. He kind of looks like Don Knotts. Yeah, that must have been him. Yeah, and it was one of the Republicans, and he was in a committee, and they were going after him. It was on TV, and he threatened to release what was on their cell phone on national television. He got pissed, and he slipped. Yeah.
If one of these NSA insiders becomes a whistleblower for Project Veritas.
Well, I'll tell you that right now there's probably a major investigation going on as to who is the whistleblower to Tucker with this information about his text messages and things that he revealed. I'm sure there's a major search in the government for who they are. All right, PJ, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Speak up, caller. Speak up.
Richard before. Why you so?
I'm not mad at Richie. Well, no, he called in and called Steve and I frauds. When somebody calls me a fraud on the radio, I think I should explain myself and defend myself, or should I just let people do that without responding? Oh, so you and I have had... Oh, okay. So a phone call I've had with you in the past didn't go the way you wanted it to go. I see. Yeah. Really? I could calm down with that? What do you mean? What kind of obsession do you think I have with Trump?
Maybe you're cheating with your wife on him.
With Trump? You think I'm involved in a sexual relationship with President Trump?
No, but you have an obsession with him. Like you talk about him 24/7, man.
Yeah.
It's an obsession.
Really? I thought the show was just 3 hours a day. You're able to hear my other 21 hours?
Question is, why does his talking about Trump make you so nervous?
Yeah.
Deranged Trump obsession. Deranged Trump obsession.
I find it interesting that for some reason, caller, you're doing something with the phone either to disguise your voice, or there's somebody there that you want to hear the phone that you want to hear the phone conversation with, like you're on a speaker, or you're trying to disguise your voice. There's something going on with you. You heard me. You heard me. You heard me. Who's with you? Oh, now he's here come the fake technical issues, because he doesn't want because he's been busted. Oh my goodness, what a pathetic person you are. Oh, there he goes. Now he dropped an F-bomb, so we were forced to hang up on him. Yes. Oh my goodness. Maybe he's at Richie's house. I don't know. This has been some
for some year, 2, 3, 4. I don't.
Oh.
Never-ending story.
Yes.
It's colder.
That's right. Now, I want to tell everyone, this is, everyone's following this sad story of the building collapse in Miami. And it is a sad story. And now you're hearing a lot of talk of building inspections. And the mayor of Miami wants every building inspected in Miami that's older than, give me a break. How are they going to do that? But I'll tell you this. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting, this is what he does. He does inspections, by the way, at no charge to Steve Kane listeners. And Steve, your house is before Tom Laporta came over to your house. Your home was it was on the verge of being condemned. I mean, Steve had leaks throughout his entire roof. Ignored them. His whole house has been rotting around him, and Tom Laporta is building a brand new house around Steve. Steve just sits there, and they're building the house around Steve. But Tom Laporta, he offers a free inspection to anyone who calls and tells them they heard about them on the Steve Kane Show, free roof inspection, and other inspections as well. And I'll tell you this, if you are in a condo or a member of a condo association or HOA, call Tom Laporta. Everyone's going to want to have everything inspected these days. And I was talking about this earlier in the show. Tom Laporta has a skill that I have not seen anyone else have in Florida. That is the skill of dealing with homeowners associations. And you see these school board meetings in Virginia? That's nothing compared to the HOAs. The HOAs are nightmares here in Florida. And Tom Laporta has a special skill set to deal with them. So if you're in a condominium community, an HOA, and you see what's going on in Miami and you've got some concerns, call Tom Laporta. Have him do an inspection of your home, of your condo, of your building, of your community. This number rings directly to Tom's cell phone. He's a good guy. He's a MAGA guy. His number 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Online, LaportaContracting.com. And if you missed that, he's listed SteveKaneShow.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta.
Steve Kane Show. Hello? Okay, hold on.
He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number, write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends.
Everyone that supported Sandra's campaign today, thank you so much, guys. We're just $50 away from $2,000 raised by you guys. Thank you so much.
Diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic
Steve Kane Show. Oh, hey, Barry, I deleted that commercial you were telling me about. I listened to it this morning. You were right. I misspoke in that commercial. And I deleted it, so it doesn't accidentally get played. All right, great. Great, thanks. Hold on. Yeah, I recorded a commercial, and I said the phone number wrong in the commercial. It happens. It happens. Doesn't happen often, because I checked that so many times. And I played a commercial on the radio yesterday with the wrong phone number in it.
That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, and on the line we have your attorney, Steve, Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Hey, Barry. Good. How are you?
I am right here. In fact, I was just thinking you and I have to get together, and I've got to go over some stuff with you. So,
okay, that's no problem at all, Steve. So anyway, at Siegel Law Group for over 20 years, we've been helping people with the issues that have been keeping them up at night, their concerns, their problems, and those concerns are very typically things like making sure that they are leaving their estate properly to their loved ones, making sure that their estate's not going to the wrong people, making sure they avoid probate and guardianship, making sure they're cared for if disabled, and also making sure they don't run out of money if they or their spouse become ill and run out of money before they run out of life. Those are some of the more common things. Of course, we also help people who have children with special needs, who worry about their children losing their government benefits by receiving an inheritance, all kinds of things. And it all starts with a free consultation that we offer to your listeners.
Yeah, and talked to Barry a lot about this. I've talked to so many listeners over the years, and they all feel a sense of relief after they meet with Attorney Barry Siegel, because everybody has things in their family, in their life that they want to have taken care of. Everyone's needs are different, and you've been able to help everyone, Barry. It's amazing. Listen, call the Siegel Law Group, schedule that free consultation, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk later in the week. Oh, yeah, see, Steve's updating his documents, which Barry tells you to do all the time. So I broke this, cutting somebody out, Steve? I'm the executor. Are you cutting somebody out? I'm your executor. I should know these things. I'm the executor of Steve's estate, so if Steve saw it. No, it's true. Oh, I am. I am the trustee on so many trusts, Steve. I must be the most trustworthy guy in town. I am the... I guess so. One day, You'll see me in either Venezuela or Portugal or something. But here's I made this announcement earlier today. Huge story came out yesterday. Eric Bolling has inked a deal with Newsmax, and he is the first major personality from Fox that they've snagged away who was fired as part of their Trump purge. And Eric Bolling, this is huge. They haven't announced what time of day he's going to be on yet. And he's doing some fill-in temporarily, they said, before they make that announcement. You know, I guess they want him to get used to the new digs while they're setting up the new show. But I was talking earlier, I would like to see him on at 4 in the afternoon up against Cavuto. Because Cavuto I can't stand. I don't watch him. And I think Eric Bolling could beat Cavuto in the ratings. And I would take some personal satisfaction in that because he's a never-Trumper jerk. I can't stand Cavuto. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Because he's always trashed Trump. When Trump was in the White House, he was trashing Trump all the time, Cavuto. He's a pig. I don't mean his obesity. I'm talking about he's just a jerk. He took over he took over the Trump bashing from Shepard Smith when he left.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Shepard Smith.
Well, he's on the air, but he might as well not be. He has a show on CNBC. Barely. It's on cable. And they really humiliated him, Steve. He has a set that is smaller than my radio studio. He's like Shepard Smith's set is a cubicle.
No, a guy who is anti-Trump, Shepard Smith.
Oh, yes.
You could see when I think anti-Trump, that's who comes into my mind. I think you're off base.
Well, I'll throw it out to the audience. Is you guys out there, is Neil Cavuto a never-Trumper? See, he used to be pro-Trump, and he turned on Trump. And a story came out that Cavuto thought that he should have been nominated to be Treasury Secretary or something, and he didn't get a pick by Trump, and he turned on Trump.
Oh, my God. This is going to be some 4 years.
Oh, I know. Let's take some more calls. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, Brian. Good morning.
Yes, what's your name?
This is Augustino. And hey, Steve, when are we going to get a chance to actually see?
Well, you can go with us on the cruise. You can see Steve for 9 days.
On the cruise, can you tell me that?
No. Well, I'll probably be doing some YouTube videos and things on the cruise. Yeah, but we're not going to do the radio show from the cruise.
We're going to do
in person.
Was that the first night?
Our live in-person talk show. Yeah. And not only this time, we're actually going to do it. Steve and I are going to be, and this is not something I like doing at all because I'm not into public. I don't mind talking on the radio. But we're going to be on a stage together, Steve and I, and the comedy club is going to turn into the Steve Kane. No, but we're not doing the radio show from the cruise. We're going to be up. I'll be up till 4 in the morning every night drinking with everybody. I'm going to be on the air at 6 a.m. on my vacation. I don't think so, Augustino.
I'd sure like to see Steve.
Well, come on the cruise. Oh, on YouTube? On YouTube, yeah. Well, next time I get together with Steve, I'll show him to you, Augustino. Okay. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Okay.
Hey, Mel.
Okay.
Hey, Mel.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen. So, picking up on the Tucker show, this all has to do with the incursion to the Capitol. If you were listening carefully, the FBI to Tucker. If you were listening carefully, Tucker. The FBI is so corrupt, certainly at the top, and Tucker has undermined their case coming up in a year and a half.
Well, I don't think undermine. I think he's exposed.
This is the question. Whether or not Tucker has undermined their case is not the issue. The issue is, do you think that Tucker is doing what he is doing against the feelings of management, without consulting management, or with the approval of management? That's the question I would like to hone in on.
And we spoke about this about 2 weeks ago. Tucker made that deal with Fox
they're leaving him alone. Otherwise, he goes.
What? Wait a minute. I'm confused. I don't know what that means.
He said he called about this before, so I'll explain it to you. Maybe I can explain it better than Mel. He thinks that Tucker recently signed a new deal at Fox, and Mel thinks that Tucker's new deal allows him to do whatever he wants without any okay, which I don't. That's hard to believe, but that's.
Yeah. From inside the radio business,
that's unheard of.
I don't see that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But but I want to talk about what you're talking about, Mel, because you bring up a good point. It's not that Tucker has undermined their case. He exposed it. See, I talked about this early on. The Proud Boys leader was arrested a couple of days prior to the breach in Washington on some weapons charge by the FBI. Okay? And he was not there to be a part of the breach with the rest of the Proud Boys. It came out a few months ago that the Proud Boys leader for years has been an FBI informant. And I and others believe that they picked him up on that weapons charge was a front so that their informant didn't take part in the crime, to protect him, to protect their informant. And yeah, and there's a lot of questions. There's a story today in the Gateway Pundit or Weasel Zippers. There's a woman who's being charged with the breach for breaking into the building. There's a photograph and video of the Capitol Police opening the door for her as she walks through it. How did she breach? So there's a lot of questions about what happened there, and what Tucker has done is not hurt their case, which he has, but that's not the issue. He has exposed something about it that they don't want us to know. And this story last night of Tucker's is a confirmation that all his reporting's accurate, or they wouldn't bother doing it.
Yeah, one other big point, and I think it's a big point. This is standard operating procedure for the Democrats. They were spying on President Trump before he was president, and that was substantiated.
Yes.
Spying is they've elevated spying to a new theme in American.
To an art form.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I think it goes to the election.
Yeah. Well, this is what it goes. This is, we're never going to. What's going to happen with the Capitol breach? It's going to end up being like the Kennedy conspiracy. Okay, we're never going to have a true definitive answer. Nancy Pelosi's commission, Steve, on it. She's putting together a committee. It's being reported this morning. You know who she's thinking about heading up the committee into the Capitol breach? Liz Cheney. Pelosi. Isn't that something? It'll be bipartisan. Tells you then they'll call it bipartisan. But we're gonna have a House hearing and maybe a Senate hearing that come with conclusions like the Warren report, and then there's going to be endless conspiracy speculation for decades to come. But because we're living through it, we've gotten the truth from Tucker Carlson's reporting 2 weeks ago, and what he broke last night with this is confirmation. That's the truth.
All right, so where does this thing with Tucker... Hold on. Where does this thing with Tucker Carlson, where does it go from here? Is he going to continue to unravel everything?
Yes, he has to now.
Idea.
He has to.
Jumped into the water. Now he's in. He's swimming, and that's it. It's his show.
Now, do you think that now let me ask you, Mel, do you think these guys are scared now that are looking into him, or are they more emboldened to destroy him? Now that he's exposed what they're doing.
They have two choices, back off big time, which then I don't think they're going to do because the election...
22. Well, I think that they're so arrogant. I think they're so arrogant that they won't back off. They think they're untouchable, they think. And yeah. But now see what Tucker did. Tucker told us something, but he didn't tell us how long ago he found out about it. And what happened with Tucker last night, I think what he did was right, but I also think it was short-sighted. Because what'll happen is this. They've obviously found nothing on him, or it would have leaked out, right? Like with, what they'll start doing is investigating his family. And by the way, that means extended family, like a cousin, an uncle, a brother, a sister-in-law. And they'll find something on somebody that you know what I mean. That's they'll start branching out, and then it's always been this way, Mel. This is not new with Tucker.
That's why I don't listen to any more news, as I said 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you want to live in yeah.
And Tucker.
Well,
And
yeah.
7 and 8 to 9.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. Don't forget my podcast, Mel. That's not corrupt. Contrary to what Richie thinks, that Steve and I are corrupt sellouts. But, well, you don't know Richie. That's why you like him. Have you met Richie? Okay, that's why you like him. Okay. That was too easy. Speaking of liking, Steve and I, we agree on a lot of things, and one thing that we both like, and I know everybody in this audience likes, that's Wings from Wings Plus. Oh, man. Steve, you got to tell them, what's your favorite dish at Wings Plus? You like the I don't think salty. You call them salty. You talking about the lemon pepper? You order them with extra salt. So let me clarify. The lemon pepper wings are not salty, but Steve orders them with extra salt. Yeah.
Salads that are to die for. They have unbelievable homemade soups. These like the what's that?
Well, my favorite is the clam chowder. The homemade clam chowder at Wings Plus is out of this world.
The lobster bisque.
Oh, I haven't had that yet. I haven't had the lobster bisque. Really?
The best ham. I'm a hamburger person, and you really can't get decent hamburgers down here, but for Wings Plus.
That's right.
They again have a half-pound hamburger that will make your mouth water. I always tell them to burn my fry.
Yeah.
They're like extra crispy and it's.
Yeah. See, you got to understand something. When Steve does food commercials, okay, Steve is one of those guys that orders off the menu, right? That does, you know what I mean? So extra salt, burn. But I'll tell you this, okay? I'm partial to the wings at Wings. I'm sorry, everything there is spectacular. The overstuffed boar's head sandwiches are out of this world. I usually go for the roast beef if I go that route, but the wings, I've had most of the wings on the menu, and they're all spectacular. My favorite are the medium hot wings, and man, my mouth is watering and my stomach is growling because we're talking about Wings Plus. I can smell the wings now. I know it's just a mental thing because I'm here in the studio and they're in Coral Springs off Sample Road, but I can smell the Wings Plus wings right now. Listen, the Sample Road location of Wings Plus is located in Coral Springs, about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample Road. When you stop in, tell Brian he's the owner that you heard about him on the Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back after this.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires.
Just got this package from a listener in the mail. I'll open it up after the show. Steve Kane Show. Hold on. So stick with me after we say goodbye on the radio. We'll do a we'll do a unboxing.
Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the
It's a box. It's a box of some kind. I have no idea what's in there.
$70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing.
Oh, garlic parmesan. I haven't had those.
Have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445.
It doesn't tell me who it's from, but it was mailed from New Jersey.
FriendlyTire.net.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South.
Another unboxing, Mark. Yes. Well, if they give me the mail, sometimes I get the mail and I've left, But if sometimes they bring it in when I'm on the air, and then that's when I do the unboxing. All right, we're back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane here. Let's take another call or two. You're on the radio. What's your name? What's your name, caller?
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
What's up, Jerry? Like that. Synchronicity. I was just going to call and tell you about Wings Plus. You see, a lot of us can't go on the cruise. We like to where we can. But if you want to have a big meeting sometime this summer here with the...
Like that. Brian, we should...
We will. We'll see. Yeah, we'll do something. We'll do something. All right, take care. Oh, man, I tell you. No, this thing with Tucker Carlson's huge, and it should, you know, his phone went dead. His phone went dead. He just wanted to meet us. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's in shock. No, this thing with Tucker Carlson's important, and you know, yesterday when we were talking about Fox, a lot of people said, "I'm done with Fox. I'll never turn them on again." You should at least support Tucker, and especially with what he's revealed, you should really support Tucker Carlson. I think he deserves our support. You know, and to go public with what he went public with, I think is pretty good. Did you see that the White House yesterday supported the Olympian who disrespects the flag? Like I say, if we only talked about what surprised us.
Saki, she's
a piece of work.
Piece of work, unbelievable. I've never seen such an obnoxious press spokesman in my life.
Oh.
But I guess if you're a Biden fan, you probably will.
Yeah, if you're one of the 6 people from the circles, you know, you probably love her. My favorite moment with Jen Psaki is the day that Trump first came to the White House, and she was there with the Obama staff with the sad faces. Remember that picture? Oh man, that was a good one. But she's not a very pleasant person. Let me play this exchange though. She's talking about Gwen Berry, who is trying to make a living off of hating America. You know, I love these BLM athletes that think that the stain of slavery should still be on us in America. And what they're doing, see, Gwen Berry doesn't care about any of this stuff. She's trying to get endorsement deals, you know, because she's a mediocre athlete. She finished 3rd in this race where she's getting all the press, or this she throws hammers. She's like Thor. She throws hammers, you know. That's a sport, throwing hammers. I don't know. I didn't know that was a sport, you know. But anyway, you know, this is just a racket to get endorsements, and her goal is to get an endorsement from like Nike, like Kaepernick. So Gwen Berry and Colin Kaepernick will tell you that the stain of slavery is something we have to apologize for, while they make multi-million-dollar deals with companies using child slave labor to manufacture the products they're endorsing in China. So it's a little hypocrisy that no one brings up to them. But here's Jen Psaki being asked about Gwen Berry yesterday by Ducey in the White House briefing.
This weekend, Gwen Berry, who hopes to represent the United States as an Olympian on the hammer throwing events, won a bronze medal at the trials, and then she turned her back on the flag while the anthem played. Does President Biden think that is appropriate behavior for someone who hopes to represent Team USA?
Well, Peter, I haven't spoken to the president specifically about this.
I love how she hasn't spoken to Biden, but she knows what he would say anyway, because I guess she's the one who gives him permission to take questions or not.
Notes.
I mean, I can't believe well, I haven't spoken for the president, but I'm going to tell you what he thinks about it.
Who hopes to represent Team USA?
Well, Peter, I haven't spoken to the president specifically about this, but I know he's incredibly proud to be an American and has great respect for the anthem and all that it represents, especially for our men and women serving in uniform all around the world. He would also say, of course, that part of that pride in our country means recognizing there are moments where we, as a country, haven't lived up to our highest ideals.
You know, I say this again. If you went to Jen Psaki, who, you know, again, her name sounds like a stripper name or something, you know, or new adult beverage. Jen and Psaki, please. I'm going to order that on the cruise, Steve. I'm going to tell the bartender I want a Jen Psaki and see if he makes it. But anyway, when she says that we need to reflect on things we haven't lived up to, whatever she's thinking about in her mind is something the Democrats did. Slavery, Japanese internment, Tuskegee experiments, segregation, Jim Crow, everything, every moment that she's thinking about where we didn't live up to our ideal is something that's been brought to you by the Democrat Party. So it's not really a stain against America, it's a stain against the Democrats. Everything that they're referencing are things the Democrats have done. No good has come out of the Democrats. But she doesn't realize that, you know. And it would not surprise, I'm expecting Team Hate USA, because I can't, they're not Team USA. Team Hate USA we have here.
Good about the Biden administration.
Oh. Wait a second, Steve. Let me get the tape recorder running, because this may be, no drum roll, but I'm recording. I'm sorry.
Drum roll later.
Yeah.
They've allowed Peter Ducey to ask questions.
Yeah.
He's right up there now, right to the front. It was kind of a brave thing for them to do, because they do not like confrontive question.
No.
He's doing the same. He's being polite and maybe not pushing horribly hard, but he's asking key questions, and it's a good start.
Yeah.
You know what Gwen Psaki is?
Gwen's... No, I do not.
It's a phrase in a song, in a musical
My nose
play
itches.
that goes back to Broadway in the earliest days. Buckle Winsaki.
No idea.
Buckle down, Winsaki, buckle down. We can win Winsaki if you only buckle down.
The melody sounds right to something that sounds familiar. I don't know if you got the right melody, but that sounds familiar.
Voice. And
that's true. No, Jinsaki. You know, Yeah.
The audience that remembers Buckle Down Winsaki.
I've never heard that before.
I hear her name, that's what I think of.
Oh. I kind of think of Raggedy Ann, because the red hair. Remember Raggedy Ann and Andy? That was after your time. That was in my childhood. Well, I guess your kids. You probably had some. All right, now, I got to tell you, this is an amazing... Mike Lindell was with President Trump at the rally Saturday night. And he has a special going on right now at MyPillow.com. I'm calling this a flash sale, because this is not going to be around for very long at all, because this price is so incredibly low. Okay, the 6-piece MyPillow towel set, regular price $109.99. They have lowered the price with the promo code Kane to just $44.98. This is the lowest price I have ever seen.
Like 12 different colors.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, about that. It may be 11 now.
Some of them go very quick.
They're all going to go quick, because these are unheard of low prices. So take advantage of that. And there's a couple other things I just want to tell you real quick, because some of these specials will be disappearing, because they're going to run out of inventory on some of these, because of the prices are so good with these specials. The 100% MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, buy one set, get another set free with free shipping. And that's a special that's going to go away without notice too, as they start to run out of the different colors. Okay, they have everything in stock right now, but that will be going soon. Also, the MyPillow is at its lowest price ever. The regular price on the MyPillow is $69.98. Right now, just $29.98 for the MyPillow. Just $29.98 if you use the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. There's also other great specials there. I'm just going to mention one more, and this is another one I have. The MyPillow mattress topper. Now, a lot of you people wonder, I get questions about this. All this MyPillow stuff I have, I've bought it. With the promo code Kane, except for my MyPillow that I sleep on, they weren't with us. Yeah. You bought your daughter the mattress, actually, the MyPillow mattress you bought. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Steve bought the MyPillow mattress for his daughter. Now, I have the MyPillow mattress topper. The MyPillow mattress topper with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, 30% off, and it also comes with 2 free MyPillows. If you go to SteveKaneShow.com, I made a video of when my MyPillow mattress topper with the 2 free pillows came in the mail. I unbox it. I make the bed with it. You can see how it works at SteveKaneShow.com. And I just want to say this about the MyPillow mattress topper. I've been getting the best night's sleep because I've had this mattress topper, I don't know, about 3 months now. And from day one, okay, I wake up when the alarm goes off. That never happened before. I always woke up before the alarm. Since I've had the mattress topper, I've been waking up when my alarm goes off in the morning for the first time in my entire adult life because I'm getting a full night's rested sleep. And that mattress topper comes in every size, from twin all the way up to California King. It makes a great gift for kids. If you have kids or grandkids that'll be going off to college, get them that mattress topper for the dorm room bed. Those dorm room beds are like cinder blocks. Get them that mattress topper. And for your kids at home, it comes in the twin. And I know most of you have twin beds for your kids. 30% off and 2 free MyPillows with the promo code KANE, KANE, at checkout at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. All right, we'll be right back with the Gold Report after this.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy.
Oh, my nose is itching so much.
At Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire.
So don't when we say goodbye on the radio, hang around. I'm gonna unbox. A listener sent me this package. There's a box in there. I don't know what's in it. I'm going to open it up, do an unboxing here. I'm turning it into iJustine on YouTube. We'll unbox that after the show. If my nose will stop itching.
And balancing, and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
And now, the magic moment that everybody waits for. Each Steve Kane Show at this time, we are privileged to speak with William Youngerman, one of the leading experts in the world when it comes to precious metals. And William has been advising clients on trends and movements in the gold and silver markets, I said over 50 years, about 17 or 18 of those years, right here on the Steve Kane Show. And he gives us the latest openings and closings and everything you need to know about precious metals. William, how are you looking this morning?
Looking like a great buying opportunity again is before us, Steve. We saw gold lose $5.30 yesterday, closing out today at $17.76, while silver was down 5 cents at $26.05 the ounce, and platinum lost $18 at $1,086, and palladium was up $40 at $2,614. With a very strong dollar today, U.S. dollar index at 92.2. We've seen gold dropping.
Steve Kane Show.
Right now at 17.57.
Hold on.
35 cents at $25.70 the ounce. Platinum down $22 at $1,064, and palladium down $14 at $2,600. So again, giving us that pullback down towards the lower end of our trading range is actually, if we don't close above 1765, then our support level of 1765 may tell us that we're going to maybe even to test that $1,720 or $1,700 number. But that remains to be seen, but as of now, it's a great buying opportunity.
Well, all right. We also want to mention, for those that don't know, that you purchase precious metals, the form of jewelry, estate jewelry, stuff like this. Great bargains available, so you buy as well as sell. Tell them how it works.
Yeah, over 50 years, we've made a two-way market in all precious metals, regardless of the form. So you can bring in jewelry or anything you're not using or wearing, or give all of our Steve Kane we also have all the precious metals in stock for immediate delivery, as well as we have a foreign exchange department that if you're going traveling now, which a lot of people are now, you can come in and get some of those foreign currencies before you go abroad.
All right, well, there you have it. William Youngerman, located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton, Florida. That's the lobby of the Bank of America building, right on the first floor. If you want to reach William by phone, the number 1-800-327-5010, or just go to the website, williamyoungerman.com. William, have a great day, and we'll see you before the weekend.
Okay.
All right. Oh, man. Yeah, that's great news. Great stuff going on. Great stuff. All right. I don't want to get sidetracked on this too much, but I just want to mention this thing. I'm watching the news, and every newscaster feels an obligation to say free Britney, okay? And I saw Britney. Okay, this is the new slavery, right? Britney's a slave. If you see her in the news today, there's photographs of her on vacation in Hawaii with her boy toy. If that's slavery, please enslave me. Yeah. Yeah.
Thing to understand, and I don't understand why nobody gets it. If I'm Britney's father, all right, what do we know? We know she's got a boyfriend that she talks about wanting to marry. Now,
her personal trainer. Gigolos.
Her and her money from a guy.
Well, she's almost 40, Steve. Her father's running a racket too. Do you see where her father lives? Do you see where he lives? No. Did you see where he lives? Did you see where her father lives? This guy, he's a grifter like I've never seen. He lives in an RV. He's bull crap. He pretends to live in an RV, so he's not living off her fortune.
But they're trying to protect her from him. If she con her into
from the gigolo. Now that's her money. She's 40 years old. It's not up to her dad. Her dad just wants the money.
Tell it to the judge.
I guess. I find it hard.
Nobody's pointing that.
Yeah.
There is a sympathetic angle on the father here that maybe he's not all.
Yeah.
Get money off him.
See, this is what Attorney Barry Siegel does. You set up your estate so that your wife can't end up with some gigolo after you pass.
Siegel would make short work of it.
You know, yeah. But when I hear them talk about her being a prisoner and a slave while she travels to Hawaii on vacation with her hunky gigolo boyfriend, give me a break. Give me a break. All right, John in Okeechobee.
I saw a video last night by a structural engineer about the building that collapsed. And what has happened to that thing. He showed some past videos of it too. It was built with cables instead of reinforced steel.
I heard that, yeah. Which surprised me, yeah.
The salt air, because of lack of maintenance, has corroded the cables in the last 5 or 6 years, and it stalled on the concrete, cracked loose in the concrete.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why it collapsed, but I would imagine it's going to boil down to corrupt local public officials getting paid off. Yeah, people getting paid. After all, it's Latin America down there.
They didn't do it in time. I mean, I think the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
No, they paid them off to overlook the building problems. They did not pay them off to fix the building. They had no, the public officials paid off for all kinds of reasons, like everything else in Dade County. It's a corrupt place. Remember all those cops down there that were like drug dealers, killing people and stuff? I mean, these
I don't understand though. Why? Who is sleeping in the north building now?
Lunatics. Suicidal lunatics.
Be out of your mind to do that.
Suicidal lunatics.
John.
Move.
Yeah, move. Well, kiss away your investment. You know, when I was down there at the building, I made a YouTube video down there. Go to my YouTube channel. I gave an entire tour of the area down there. And if you watch the video, I didn't walk anywhere near any of the buildings around there. I stayed far away, and I'm looking around these lunatics inside. They got to be asking themselves, is our building going to fall next?
That his renters, he's afraid they're gonna foreclose on his property.
Oh.
Because he can't pay his rent this month. Just tell him make a down payment on the court case. IOU.
I heard someone say yesterday. I heard someone say. By the way, John, thanks for the call. John sounds like Darth Vader there. I heard someone say yesterday that people in their homeowners policy don't have collapse coverage oftentimes, and that a collapse may not be covered on your homeowners policy in these condos.
I don't think.
I don't know. These bankers come after you. I know who knows the answers to this. Richard Pearl. Hey, Richard Pearl. Good morning. Oh man. What? This is new. I didn't know about this. Why the White House was blocked yesterday? Uh-huh. Oh. Wow. I don't get this, but why are the Soros people blocking the entrances? The Soros people are in the White House, right? Yeah, yeah.
People will say, well, yeah, people are in the Capitol. But isn't it a mob?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. White supremacist. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, now listen, Richard Pearl's show, Richard Pearl on Politics, airs weekdays at noon on our radio stations. Check it out. And all of his great nutraceutical products are available at his store, Simply Natural, located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. And the number is 954-741-4045. Richard Pearl, have a great show. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, Steve, you want to sign us off?
We'll be back tomorrow morning.
Don't go anywhere. Unboxing coming up.
Until then, on behalf of
we'll do the unboxing after the show.
Tyler Kane, our technical director, and Brian Craig, my associate.
Oh, my nose will not stop itching.
I am Steve Kane. God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right. Let me just clean up here for a second, then I'll do the unboxing. Okay. There are no scissors here. I'll have to use my keys. So it doesn't say who sent it to me. It just says that it came from Jackson, New Jersey. Right? Jackson, New Jersey. You know, I get stuff all the time, but they don't always give it to me during the show. Sometimes I get it after the show. Ooh, it's a box. Ooh. It's a coffee cup. Vote Trump. Okay. There we go. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What's up?
I just want to see, what would you like to do for, say, Monday on Independence Day?
We're going to, the 4th is on Sunday, right? Or is Monday the 4th?
Monday the 5th. What would you like to do?
I think we're going to be here live on the 5th.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty cool. No, that's the operations manager for the radio station. He was asking me if we're going to take off on Monday. I would have taken off if it was the 4th, but since it's the 5th, we'll be here live on Monday, the 5th of July. Yeah, so this is a nice coffee cup. I can put my Starbucks in that, right? Vote Trump. Thank you. Whoever sent this, when you guys send me stuff, if you could put a note in there telling me who sent it, that would be awesome. Yeah, well, you never know. It doesn't say who sent it. Some of the packages that I've told people about this before, the most unusual thing I have ever gotten, okay? I got one package. It was like in a manila envelope, about a little bigger than this, and it had my name, the radio. It was written in nice, beautiful letters, and I opened it up, and it was a washcloth. Somebody wiped themselves after they went number 2, and they mailed it to me. Isn't that something? I did open the cup, see? Nothing in there. That's the inside of the coffee cup. I will not eat anything people send me. No, I will not eat anything anyone sends me. Mm-mm. I don't even eat when we do personal appearances. I don't trust some of these people. What did you guys think of Richie's call today? It is new. It's right out of the box. It's brand new. Any thoughts on Richie's call? Because he was pretty upset. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't go the way he thought. He had all these conspiracy theories in his brain. Oh, yes. Kathy and I will have a... Oh, you didn't miss much. Kathy and I will have a podcast today. Yeah. All right, guys, I got to take off, but everyone that contributed to Sandra, that is awesome. We broke 2,000 during the show today. So if you, I pinned the link to her GoFundMe. It's in the description of the video, and I also pinned it to the top of the chat. Let me see what the final tally is during the show here. We're at $2,042. That is awesome. Everyone who supported that today, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is really awesome. Yeah. Keep her link up all week. I will do that. I'll keep it up for the rest of the week. If you guys could help her out, that'd be... She's been a listener to this show longer than I've been a part of it. Yeah. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you later, okay? Thanks, everyone. Hey, did you like the video? Make sure you like